Hello everybody and welcome to tonight's coverage of the Full Length Cup Challenge. This evening, we're excited to bring you all the action with tonight's action from iRacing's virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway as we go racing at the Roval for the cutoff race for the round of 12. Catch the action here on Maconi Entertainment, who is here to bring you all the action for all types of racing, including this series and many others. No matter what you're racing, we can bring the action to life. My name is Justin Prince, alongside the booth for tonight's Kirk Mills. Our producer this evening is DJ Lyon, working the controls as a producer. Using cameras provided by Whiplash SimCams. Tonight we go Roval racing, the road course here, Kirk, as we get ready to see who gets themselves to the next round of the playoffs.
Yeah, the Roval, they ruined a good track and made a road course out of it. Here we are, going to be trying to give a challenge to these guys. But I can tell you right now, one driver that doesn't feel challenged whatsoever, Andrew Dyson. Andrew Dyson's out here, one of the fastest cars. He's won all the road course races this year, but today's the real challenge. He's not locked into the next round quite yet. If he wins this race, he'll block himself in for sure, but there are three guys just below the cut line that would very much love to be able to try and steal it from him.
Absolutely, there is a big cushion, mind you, for the top 8 to the rest of the field here. Drivers like Nolan Hodgson need a lot of luck here tonight, with there only being 24 cars here too. You're talking about the need for stage points here as well to factor on into the equation. Robert Miller is still the best of the rest, by the way, in terms of those who did not make the cut. Thomas Kolmacheski -19, Stephen Williams -26, Anderson and Marty amongst the top 5 in the best of the rest battle. But we get ready to see how the drivers fare out tonight. 109 laps here, Kirk. Should be fun.
Oh, I hope so. I'm excited for it. I do like me a good race here. 109 laps, 25 and 50 on the stages. No limit to how many times we can get a green, white checkered in if we absolutely need one, but odds are we won't. Fast repairs, won't have none of those. Got to take care of your car. 21x incident limit. That is going to add up over the course of the race. You do not want to get that many car contacts, but there is just one corner that's going to be a huge problem for all these guys, which is that really tight hairpin just behind that giant tower of numbers there. You got to be able to avoid that. We're looking at the previous winner from last week. Matt DiCiani won his first race of the year and locked himself into the round of 8 at Kansas. Did a phenomenal job. It was awesome watching him win that one. But now 24 cars lined up. Let's see where they're starting.
Paul Hill gets the pole here tonight in his Den Slayer machine. He'll start next to Andrew Dyson. Dyson, the road course wizard. Row number 2, that will feature Nicholas Roman. His pink machine starts next to Neil Pearson, the Aussie. Then row number 3, that will feature Lucas Hoitzma. He'll start alongside Adam Benefiel here in this one. Row number 4, that's going to feature Jonathan Delaney, and Matt DiCiani gets a decent starting spot in 8th. Rounding out the top 10, Sean O'Brien Jr. and Noah Hudson driving the pink machine in representation of Breast Cancer Awareness Month tonight.
Starting in 11th tonight will be Paul Gallimore. Great start for them. Chad Sanner as well. 12th place. Not a bad start for those guys. Starting in 13th this afternoon will be Tyler Hunter. Starting in 14th, Tanner Marty. 15th this afternoon will be Stephen Williams, and to his outside, Ralph Hutchinson needing to must win here tonight to be able to make it to the next round. 17th, Thomas Komacheski, and to his outside, William Owens, trying to make the job done here. Kevin Zosiak starts 19th, and Alex Princeton rounds out your top 20 starters.
Deep in the field tonight, Dave Hoytsma. Surprised for Alex Murray, who is solid usually in real-life road course racing. He starts 22nd. Jacob Simpson starts 23rd. David Daniel Wallen, should say, is the last starter here tonight in the field. Look down to find the right here tonight for the Roval. As we get set here for what should be an interesting one on a cool day here at Charlotte, what are your keys to victory as we get ready to see how the drivers fare out with the track temp at 80?
Yeah, I'd say right now the number one thing that these drivers need to remember is to be patient. Be aggressive on the restarts, but be patient over the course of the run. You got to understand, in order to finish the race, in order to win the race, you got to first finish. And so that's the number one thing I'd be worried about, is there's so much aggression up front. A lot of guys are desperate. They need to win this race to make it to the next round. However, some guys aren't. Out of the group of those that are absolutely needing the win, you got Sean O'Brien Jr. starting P9 tonight. You got Ralph Hutchinson back in P16. He needs to make his way forward. Nolan Hodgson starting 10th this afternoon. These guys need to do something to their cars to be able to catch up to these guys, road course ringers. And if you're Paul Hill, look out in your mirror. That number 41 to your outside is one of the fastest road course guys we have ever seen, and he's going to be someone to watch this entire night. I can tell you right now, that pace car, he's getting ready to get out of the way, and we're about to get this thing underway here from the Roval here in Charlotte, live on Maconi Entertainment. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let's get ready to get this thing underway through that restart zone. Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing from the Roval, boys!
Still side by side for the race lead as they make the way for the infield for the first time. Andrew Dyson high side, inside Paul Hill. Paul Hill able to cover things off up at the point, but will that last? Mind you may notice as of late a bit of a chassis change. Remember those speeds showcased by the Bigfoot Chassis Collective? Right now he's amongst that group, now in that chassis group. So we'll see if that helps Paul Hill compete here tonight.
Looks like it is. I mean, he's able to hang on to the lead from the guy who's won every road race this season. Hanging on to the lead like that, absolutely wonderful right now. Out front leading this thing. They're single file throughout most of the field now as we're starting to get settled in. DeCiani cracks top 10. But if you look on your left of your pylon, you'll notice the green cars are those that are not in the playoffs, with the exception of Paul Hill. Paul Hill most certainly is in the playoffs there, but the blue cars would be the ones that are currently in the playoffs as well.
Yes, indeed. And right now, some of those drivers that have showed speed all season, maintaining for now, Paul Hill, a plus 36 to the cut entering this evening. Remember, this first stage will be to lap 25 here from the Roval. Looking like some pokes behind. Again, in our shallow line, Dyson. Where are your best places to pass here tonight? I know we haven't touched upon this quite yet. Turn 7's new. This area might still be a passing section. No, Dyson thought about it.
Yeah, you can definitely try and make it a passing section. It's something to set up for the passing section right here. Coming up into this hairpin, you dive bomb it in, or you make the outside line work like Dyson's trying. Not able to make it work this time. You got Nicholas Vroman there, too. Don't forget about Nick Vroman. This guy, he's fast. That pink car, the ugliest paint scheme of the entire year. I'm going to keep saying that every time I see that pink atrocity. But I tell you what, he's still fast, and he's fun to watch. Currently, watching Dyson try to send it in on Paul Hill. Not enough that time. Still, the top three single file as the Vroman machine almost got into the inside wall as they went through there. Gotta mention, something interesting just happened. Sean O'Brien Jr. just got passed by Nolan Hodgson. Remember, Nolan and Sean O'Brien both need to win this race today, so they are kind of lays away back as these two leaders continue the battle on. Oh, here he goes.
Here we go. Dyson sees a chance, takes the chance, and Andrew Dyson will take the lead, and now we'll try and run away here for the time being. The Australian looks to take off. By the way, the top 7 have broken away from the rest of the pack by a couple seconds. Check that. Top 3 ready to break out 2. We'll get some of the errors in this pack out of Benefield. Here he did pretty well last night in the Xfinity race, Kirk.
Yeah, he won the dang thing. That car was fast, and he was able to outsmart Tommy Gossett there at the end to try and make him think they were coming down pit road. All the Team Conti guys were trying to pull a trick on him, and it worked out. They were talking about it after the race, how they said that if he would have stayed out, Tommy Gossett would have probably ran away with it. But unfortunately for Gossett, they fell for the trap. So right there, 83, Benefield got to run away with it. And we don't see Gossett here today, but I'm sure we'll see that Tommy Gossett driver again. As we have Williams around in that hairpin corner, the 98 car. Just got his car back underway. No caution for that. Just a car went for a quick spin.
By the way, just speaking of incidents potentially, there is random cautions in these races. There are 2 random caution periods here tonight. 70% chance of one between laps 1 and 50, not including stages, mind you, in this race, but also 70% chance between laps 51 and 107. So, if it comes down to it, we will potentially see some cautions, regroup things, and change up the strategy. If my math's correct, not expecting the fuel stops though in the first 2 stages here. It's straight full out here outside of the end of stage break.
Yeah, other than saving your tire, I don't think gas is going to be too big of an issue in the first couple stages. It's about getting through stage 3 is a real hard one here. I can tell you this race takes a beating out on the drivers. I ran just a partial amount of these laps. I ran 67 in the Xfinity car. As we got a battle on track between the 83 of Delaney, 83 and the 6 of Delaney, I should say. And also the 8. Look at that. Another car making a pass. That's Ralph Hutchinson there. A lot of battling going on all over the racetrack. They'll make him pass here and there. We might not be able to catch everything, but right there, Benefield moves on through to pass Delaney for position.
Ralph Hutchinson's average on road course is 17th, by the way, as you see him battling with Tower Hunter. Right now, this is for 13th on track. Hunter trying to hold back an 1110 esports machine, that being Chad Center. So the 2 teammates linking up a little bit. Just wonder what that communication is like amongst them, knowing the speed differences that can come into play here.
I'm sure that right now these guys are just trying to have a good day. I mean, they're not in the playoffs, obviously, so they're just trying to get the best position they can. That 48's had a topsy-turvy year, but he's shown that he's got speed. He's shown that he can compete at a high level, and these road courses seem to always try and trip him up. Another driver we're looking at right now is a 7 car of Alex Murray. Just got by Paul Gallimore. Remember, he started outside the top 20. He's all the way up now to 11th place. This guy has really made his way through the entire field to try and catch up to the leaders.
Up 11, yeah, he has been flying already here. 15 seconds back of the leaders, but might be, if he's able to keep the pace going, close up to Matt DeCiani, Sean O'Brien, get at least into the stage point range. We've seen Murray be a solid contender at tracks like Chicago that come to mind, for example. He is good on road courses for a reason. One of the builders for Precision Speed Solutions. Meanwhile, the lead for Dyson, 1.3 seconds.
Not bad for him. He's running fastest laps here and there. He's just on another planet. Remember, that's something that we got to talk about here with the 41 Andrew Dyson. Winning this race, if we were to go biblical for a second, that 41 car is like Goliath, all right? The entire field could be considered David. So the question is, will David beat Goliath at all today? Can anyone in the field be able to compete with the 41? The closest guy we know who has a shot is Paul Hill. He got passed early on, but not able to keep up. And he's just driving away. That 41 car is just on the out. outskirts. He's going out there. So that's the real story today. Who's going to be able to try and go up against Goliath? Who has the courage, who has the car, and who has the talent to try and compete with him today?
And remember, it's been about strategy that's put him in the heart of the pack a couple times over, absolutely. So let's find out how this is going to go.
Contact between Tanner Marty and the two cars. Simpson, they're all over the track here in the back part of the field. Man, that was a little grungy. Take a look at that. Let's take a look at that replay. That was actually kind of nuts. So the two cars all over the back bumper. Tanner Marty here going into the corner. Dives it in and just gives him a good old tap on the back. Look out. Got loose, locked up the tires, kept it going. Two car below the blue line. Most certainly might get a slowdown for that. But he's able to hang on to position and got by both the 30 cars, William Owens and Tanner Marty. That was back for 19th.
Yeah, Simpson, lucky he didn't get any damage there. All this is while William Owens running the green machine, just riding on in his sparkling water car here tonight. Apparently on the back bumper it says, "At least I won't get diabetes." I guess it's a cheeky way of saying water is good for you.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I appreciate the bluntness. I like that. That's good. I mean, I tell you what, I try and drink that LaCroix stuff, and I can't. I just can't do it. I get that stuff in me, I feel like I'm having rabies, having all that foam coming out of my mouth. I don't like it. Don't like the drink at all. But he's sponsored by him, so good for you, buddy. I guess if you like LaCroix, that's the guy you're going to root for right there in the 30 car.
And while looking around some of the air battles, Hodgson, we talked about needing a lot of point pickup to move on in the cutoff. Well, he has a chance to maybe pick up one against some of these solid on-road courses. Delaney, 10 seconds back of the leader here. Hodgson last time by was a couple tenths slower, in fact, than the 6 with some of the bubbles they picked up, but the interval is still close. And Nolan, likes to think big picture usually in these races, has switched manufacturers a couple times this season.
Yeah, his paint scheme's been all over the place. His car's been all over the place. I got to tell you, this 12 car has been so topsy-turvy. But one thing that remains the same, he puts on the VR headset, and he's a happy guy. Something I like about Nolan Hodgson in the 12. But today might be a difficult day to be happy, knowing what he has to do. He has to do something unprecedented. And when you look at his statistics, man, this guy, Nolan, I mean, his average running position's right around where he is, in 9th. He's up in 8th right now, but trying to go for 7th. But his average running spot is just a couple spots back, and he doesn't finish that much better than 9th out of his 3 starts on road courses this year. He normally starts 12th and then finishes a couple spots better up in about 9th or 10th. So with that in mind, he's only had 2 top 10s out of the 3 starts with no top 5s. He's going to need to do something miraculous to be able to advance to the next round. But don't let that take away from what type of a year Nolan Hodgson has had. We've seen this guy go out there and win races, compete for wins. He's fast, and he's kind of somebody that I didn't expect at the beginning of the season to have that much speed. But I can tell you now, I've grown to be a fan of this Nolan Hodgson character, and I'm very excited to see how well he does in the coming years, because I think this is going to be someone to watch in all of iRacing and esports racing. I think he's going to be somebody who's going to be fun to watch on the ovals.
Think so. Just not the season that he wanted for the point standings, though, it seems, here tonight. So, just look to have fun the rest of the way, unless he gets himself up at the front with some strategy here and makes it stick, or Dyson implodes. Well, you never know what can happen here at iRacing. You never know. But
knock on wood.
Yeah, I'm joking. I'm not.
Of course.
I'm not telling anybody to spontaneously combust into flames.
I trust you 100%, man. But I got to tell you something that's on my mind here is when I was out here practicing the other day, I found out that the turn 1 barrier, that little tire barrier, the one Chase Elliott ran into and also Corey Heim ran into, and then they both came back to win the races. You guys know what I'm talking about. That tire barrier on iRacing is so killer. You do not want to touch it with any part of your car. Your car will do exactly what you said, implode. You do not want to touch the barrier right up here at the what they used to call the Tums Heartbreak turn. Yeah, that's it right there. You do not want to hit that wall. That thing could kill your race in just 2 seconds. So that's going to be a treacherous part of the track that you're going to want to avoid. Another part they're coming up on here in just a second. You got this long straightaway in the middle of the infield here. You're going to stay in the same gear, probably pop up a gear once, but then you got to keep the car underneath you. You're going to go slide out into the paint a little bit here, and then you got to make the right-hander. And in this section right here is so technical. You got to slow down to like 20, 30 miles an hour in the center of the corner just to make this car work. And that is where most of the contact's going to be all day. That's where I've seen so far all of the contact between drivers all over the track happen so far.
This field has now really gone into 2-car packs. We have trouble in the bus stop.
Oh, Delaney!
Yep, Delaney just missed the corner. Lucky he didn't hit the wall, but he did half spin it and lose a spot.
Yeah, Nolan Hodgman was right behind the 6-car. 6-car just locked it up here on entry, went over the bumps weird and funny and just got loose. Locked it up, kept on going. That's a great save to avoid getting into the wall. A lot of people would keep it locked down and they'd hit the wall, and that would ruin their day. But no, that 6-car, he knew when to let off the brake and let it keep on going. I think that was really intelligent by the 6-car. And something to mention about Delaney, though, this year. He's going to be racing for a championship. He's already advanced into the next round. We know that for a fact. But what I can say about him that I think a lot of folks would need to hear is Jonathan Delaney, I mean, on road courses, he's finished in the top 5 twice out of the 4 times he's been out here, as we're looking at the 83 at Benefield battling with the 62 at Pearson. Delaney's one of those guys that could most certainly win this championship, but I'm looking at his incidents per start on the road courses. 15 is his average. That doesn't mean that it's 15 every race. One race might be really, really bad where you get like 20 incident points, and then the next race might be 10 where it's somewhat acceptable. But I could say over the course of his 4 starts, 15.75 might worry me a little bit if I just saw him do that little moment there over the bumps, getting them loose. You do not want to get incident points in this race. You got a long way to go, and you want to try and minimize those as much as possible. As Neil Pearson also is hanging on to this position really well, and the 83 just does not seem to find a way around him.
Pearson's been good on the road courses this year.
He sure has.
Yeah, he's been strong whenever we've seen him on this type of a racetrack. 23rd in the point standings overall coming into tonight, but has been there in the top 10 a few times up front. 2 times. In fact, he's been a top 10 finisher on the road courses. Usually also minimizes mistakes in terms of incident points, averages about 9. So Pearson looking pretty consistent here, and they are closing in slowly to Lucas Hoytsma.
That's going to be quite the battle if they're able to catch. I always like it whenever they get like a little group that's able to catch up to a car up in the top 4 and make it a little entertaining for us. But looking at these two, Neil Pearson, it's really surprising with the 62. He's kind of had one of those years where you think he'd be in the playoffs, you think he'd be doing so well. He's really quick on the road courses. We know that for a fact. His average running position is 6, but he's getting involved in a couple incidents in the past that made him lose a good finish out of his 3 starts so far. His average start is 6th, but his average finish is 14th. As we got Sean O'Brien Jr., playoff driver, off track there for a minute. Let's take a look and see what happened to the 65.
Yeah, the bus stop's been biting a few drivers, and it's very thick, those sausage curves right there. And that sausage just helps snap them around.
Did not want to have that happen to him. That put the 65 in a position now where he is outside the top 10. He's going to need a lot of help to be able to get that car back up towards the front. And he's going to need to win this race to make it to the next round anyway. So right now he's in a world of hurt, and I hate to say it, but he's been really consistent all year. He really has, but consistently at like right around 10th, 12th, and like 15th in those cases. It's Paul Gallimore sitting in the pits. What happened to Paul?
He was running okay at the 66, Gallimore. Oh, he missed the
it's
corner.
full death wall. Yeah, that thing kills cars worse than anything. Oh, hate to see it for Paul Gallimore.
Just boomed into the wall. And that likely going to be the end of the race there. Daniel Wallen, by the way, left for a little bit. from this field. Dave Hoytsma already done for the night. I want some of the other drivers that have had some issues here. But Nicholas Roman still keeping Paul Hill company. Still about 12 to go in the stage. This one of your closer battles on the racetrack here. Vroom running 120.6 last time by, his average 2/10 quicker than Paul Hill past 5.
He's going to be able to catch him. I think 26 got some short run speed. We saw that on the first couple laps. But the moment that he gets out there and he's, run for a little while, I think that car may not have the long run speed he's needing to be able to actually compete with Dyson today. Roman, on the other hand, will have the long run. The short run will be a bit of a disadvantage for the 95. But over the course of the long run, I think that will benefit him. He hasn't really left his starting position. He started third. He's running third, trying to catch up to Paul Hill. But you can see the leader. He's really checked out, and all three of them really have checked out away from Hoytsma, who's checked out slight amount over Benefiel and Pearson. This is one of the things about road course racing you're going to find out, which is you don't get a lot of cautions. You don't get the close racing that often, but when you do, it's normally pretty exciting. We're on board right now with Adam Benefiel in 6th place. We know for a fact he's fast here. He won yesterday in the Xfinity side of things. Now he's just trying to make a top 10 run right behind Neil Pearson.
Yeah, just logging laps at this point. This track really tests you a little bit in terms of the difficulty just because of how close the walls can be around here. There's not a lot of runoff space at all, meaning you can't really make any mistakes that slip you off the circuit. You have to be able to hit your marks and be relatively consistent and have good comfortability on where that car might snap once you get on throttle coming out of the corner.
You know, it's one of those things that, like on iRacing, it's a lot. I think this is a lot more different than what we might see on Sunday, where it gets long strung out like this, because iRacing isn't 100% there on this type of racing quite yet. But what I can say is with Dyson being 3 seconds over Paul Hill right now, 4 seconds now, something must have happened to Paul Hill and Vroman. What's going on with these two? They lost a little bit of ground now. 4.1, nope, they're fine. Looking at the 88 of Thomas Kulmacheski, currently second in the best of the rest race right now. Battled for 15th. He's had a fast start to a few races this year and able to get some positions. But what I've noticed, oh, look out, 88 car. Get a little wide there. Tanner Marty's going to take advantage of it and gain a spot on him right there. But that 88, something I've noticed with him is that he's able to, start the race pretty good. We known him to drive that old Dale Jr. Paint scheme for the majority of the first part of the season, but he just doesn't seem to, get there on the long run. He doesn't quite have the long run mastered yet. But once he does, I think he's going to be someone to watch next season. I think if he's going to be here next year, that 88, if he's got enough practice this winter time, able to figure out the long run, he might be somebody who could make the playoffs next year if he's able to figure out that long run.
Yeah, his BMP entry, not the greatest on this run. 124, just through 2 last time. Mind you, Andrew Dyson's only got 9/10 of a second to fall off in 16 laps. 120.8 to the front of the field as, Tyler Hunter's in the wall and towing. Hunter falls down the pylon, so his machine is damaged.
Oh no, not Tyler. Oh golly, what happened to him? Tyler Hunter sitting in pit road. Let's see what happened here. Turn 1, fine. Oh yeah, that wall's deadly too. It breaks wheels so easily. Yeah, he knew it was broke, so he got out of the way and he hit the wall again, just trying to make sure he didn't cause a bigger wreck. Respectful Tyler Hunter as always. He's somebody who is a good friend and definitely somebody who will be fun watching next year, as he's recently got signed on with Bigfoot Chassis, I believe. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how the 48 does next season if he's able to continue with this current group.
Indeed here. Still see how second and third play together. A little bit of a wiggle this time, and nothing doing for Vroman. Just cannot seem to find enough oomph of a difference to make a pass here, just enough to maintain on the pace. The last time by, the average just a little bit quicker. Hill willing to take a little bit more curbing, I'm noticing, compared to Roman, who is not using much of that apron cutaway coming out of the bus stop either.
Yeah, Roman, we know he's fast, but I am just surprised by the fact that he's been stuck behind Paul Hill for as long as he has. It's so hard to make a pass right now, I think, for him, that Paul Hill's able to maintain speed, and you don't want to kill the tires, but he's got to understand that right now, both of those drivers are going to be fine in terms of the playoffs. They're both going to make it. It's not going to be a big deal as long as they keep running where they are. So maybe that's what it is. They're just relaxing, knowing that they can't catch Dyson before the end of the stage with 25 to go, and they're just trying to get into a rhythm. But speaking of Dyson just ran into some lap traffic. He just got by Kevin Zosiak and now battling with Princeton, trying to avoid any contact with a 19. Look out, able to make it through just fine, but Dyson's that fast. He's able to catch lap traffic on a road course.
Yeah, in the first stage too, mind you.
Oh, yeah.
So that just shows some of the speed discrepancies by some of these cars here tonight. Likely may reach William Owens by the end of the stage. Jacob Simpson might be a bit of an iffy one to get to from this point forward, but he's minimized fall off, and that's what the best do when it comes to the road courses here on iRacing. They don't fall off, they drive like they race for Coenda.
Can we ride on board from like cockpit view with him for a lap? I'd like to do that if possible. Oh, 19 stock, look out, crash in front of the lead. Oh, there goes Paul Hill. Heavy nose damage for Paul. That's a huge deal. Absolutely huge. He's not locked in yet. He has to finish his race.
Oh my goodness, is all you can say. Alex Princeton goes around Kevin Zosiak, bounced off him to go around, and second and third just got shattered. No place for Paul Hill to go.
Freak accident there. Oh, I hate to see that. He didn't even see it, but Roman also got damage out of that. Remember, Paul Hill, right now in terms of where he is in the point standings, he was in 7th. 36 points to the good. So even with this, he has to keep running and get as many stage points as possible. I think he's still running in P2. So with all that damage, he has engine trouble. We heard him say that over the radio. His engine is damaged. He needs to maintain position as long as possible. It's lucky it happened towards the end of the stage rather than at the beginning, because he's already developed that large gap to the rest of the field. And if he's able to, he's got to keep that car on track as long as possible. You see the 95 with some left front damage as well from that contact. And Paul's in a new position now, just trying to survive, keep it going. Don't lose the car and don't quit this race if you want to make it to the next round. This really just complicates things a lot. He's lucky that car didn't start smoking.
Yeah, Hill is really struggling in straight line speed with that, absolutely. They both lost a second that lap to Lucas Hoitzman, who may steal second here if he keeps things on the close-up. Hill, wouldn't be surprised if he just takes the stage points in stage 1 here, Kirk, and then from then on out, just gets the repairs done during the caution period as much as he can, even with the engine damage. That's gotta be 8+ minutes of damage. Just telling you that.
Big time. Yeah, that front end is completely destroyed. He hit him so hard. Luckily, these things are tanks. That's why he's still running. I mean, that's the only reason he's still out there is because iRacing doesn't want to make these things realistic, and they're turning him into tanks. 88 car having problems on the front stretch as well. More issues for the 88. Let's see what happened to him just a little bit ago. What happened to Kumacheski? Heading through the corner here, NASCAR 3 and 4. A little higher up on the racetrack. Arcs it down, a little normal line here. Gets below. He's going, oh, he just drove straight through. Yikes. Just missed the corner entirely. As it looks like Hoitzma's caught up to the back bumper of Paul Hill.
Yep, he's been fast. Now, he's ready to steal away some positions here. Paul Hill just trying to limp this car to the end of the stage. Less than 5 to go in stage 1. What's been about 30-40 minutes of action so far, give or take if you average it out that way. He's fine in the corners. Hill's been able to drive fine, okay-ish there, but the problem is, anytime he's on acceleration, that car just does not have the ability to go now. And that's going to open up this run again for Hoytsma coming up next straight away.
Hoytsma's going to be, you're going to watch this right here. Hoytsma's going to be able to gain a lot of ground on him. Normally, the lead car would be able to scoot away, but you can see that engine damage is big deal to the 26. Hoytsma going straight to the outside. He's going to be able to make this pass going into this little chicane here, or will Paul fight it? Looks like he will. Yes, he's going to fight it. Not going to last long. Hoytsma makes the pass work. Paul Hill drops back to 4th place now, and the next car in line to be able to catch him is Neil Pearson, who's about 1 second behind him.
Yep, pretty solid there on the pass. It's going to take a lot of work to get from who has still been off the pace a little bit, just put back up to the 121.2, so Vroman should be okay. It's Hill that's now in panic button mode. All the swell. I believe someone just cut through the grass on the front straightaway too. Kevin Zosiak, it's worth noting, he's had another one of the big cut-throughs. Remember, the cut-throughs here, you have to serve a lot of penalty time if you miss that front straightaway chicane. You have to be careful not to wheel hop there if you're anybody in this pack.
For sure. Cutting through the grass, you're not a lawnmower. Don't need to be doing that. You're all good there. The only part of the grass that you should be running in, we'll actually talk about that. You'll see the drivers get into it a little bit, is on entry to the final S corner there. Well, you're going to put your left side tires right on that little green patch of grass there. And it's actually turf, so it doesn't affect your car that much. It helps you slow down a little bit too and keep the tire temps a little lower. So you see drivers do that quite often. As it looks like that Benefield got by Delaney. That was for position number 7. So Benefield up to 7th right now.
Yeah, Delaney trying to recover from his slide a little bit. Benefield right now dealing with front nose damage, by the way. He's had for the last little while or so. Picked it up on his 17th lap, by the way. The reason being, well, he nosed it into the wall. That's why Benefield's in range of that. And Hill is in. Hill
that is a big deal,
happy.
man. No, I wouldn't be happy either. Let's see what just happened here to Paul Hill. Oh no!
He just
oh
locked
my gosh, that's huge.
That could be costly here. Going to cost him stage points. Was plus 36. Nolan Hodgson needs to score a fair amount of points here. Paul Hill is done for the night.
He's going to be in 5th. Paul Hill's going to be, and Nolan Hodgson's going to be in 5th. There is a very small chance, if Paul Hill's out, that no one's going to possibly be able to get there. He needs to finish way better than him right now. With Paul Hill out, that's huge. It's possible.
It's going to take up some work as Benefield just cut the chicane. Delaney just zips on by him, no problem, because the course cut. Benefield's race is just falling apart in the 83 for the end of this stage. Pit road already closed, by the way, for stage 1. As Delaney runs away, Murray now looks for a shot to get up to 7th here. Potentially still in our spot as you see the brake low.
All right. We're going to have to do a lot of math here as we're coming down to 2 to go in the stage. Leaders already on to NASCAR 1 and 2 for the coming to get nearly about a lap and a half to go here. Once he crosses the stripe, he'll get 1 lap to go for the stage. But that 7 car surprised me. Going all the way from outside the top 20 starting position, now almost to the back bumper of Adam Benefield with some front end damage for Benefield. That's going to be, it's really surprising to see the 7 car have that much speed to go through the field.
Yeah, this has been a good race so far. 14 spots gained for Murray on the charge. No, he basically had the setup for the week for the company. very quickly, right before he flew out to Newcastle Motorsports Park to take part of the CKN and Grand Nationals over the past weekend. That being one of the largest go-kart racing events in the country, by the way, in terms of entry size. More than 500 entries made their way to Indiana to take part in that alone. Murray was one of the drivers that did okay, ran around the 20s in the end in some of the classes he ran, but is amongst those that runs with that organization, one of his organizations over there with Prodigy. But Andrew Dyson, meanwhile, is getting ready to close the chapter on stage 1. He's led all but a couple, 22 laps led here tonight, coming to 23. They come across the stripe, ready to take the green and white checker flag. The gaps in this stage as high as near 50 seconds amongst your top 10 in stage points. The Dirty Self car has been on another planet tonight. Green, white, checkered. Andrew Dyson, he dominates stage 1. Second spot, Nicholas Roman, who is working with Conti tonight. Lucas Weitzma, a couple seconds back, gets the top 3.
I mean, this stage really just threw a wrench in the entirety of the playoff run for the round of 8 with that incident happening with Paul Hill. I currently see Paul Hill running in 19th right now. He's probably going to lose one more spot, maybe 2. I see the possibility of just 1, really. Everybody else behind Paul Gallimore is out of the race already. So Paul Hill, once he gets passed by Paul Gallimore in a few laps, that is going to be the main decider of how many points he gets. We're going to do the math for that all live, and we're going to find out exactly where he is at the end of this stage.
By the way, ignore Stephen Williams. He was in pit road getting repairs done, just popped the motor. So he is down in 22nd. Yellow flag already out. That was how big the separation was here. So Andrew Dyson putting up a Dyso domination fest. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Maconi Entertainment. Coverage of the Full Length Cup Challenge continues more after this.
You want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
We now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Welcome back, everyone. Pit stops complete for Dyson, Hoytsma, Pearson, Delaney, and Hodgson in the top 5. So we get ourselves back rolling. Justin Prince alongside Kirk Mills. DJ Lyon producing. Remember, on your ticker tonight, the playoff drivers will be amongst those in blue. On the left side of your screen here tonight, the green is non-playoff drivers. You see that now on your screen. To remind you how things are looking for the points, about half of the drivers in the top 10 are playoff drivers, half are non-playoff drivers. Coming up here in this one. So, getting set to go for restart pretty soon. Why don't we take the opportunity, if we can, to speak with somebody. The driver who's put on the dominating clinic here tonight. Your leader and your road course king, Andrew Dyson. Andrew, how does it feel to be the king of the road courses again?
That's the race is not over yet, so but I appreciate the words, but yeah, I mean, we've got to get this one done to maintain that, don't we? So what is that, like another 70 or so laps to go? So yep, got to keep trying.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's been the most difficult thing you've seen pop up here on the Roval? Have you had to make any adjustments yet?
Well, really, I think the biggest thing was the track change. So the layout's changed for us this year. That infield section now with the fast right-hander is really tough. A lot of bumps. Brake technique is probably the hardest thing to get your head around there. And not locking the right front and not losing the rear. So that's pretty tough. Also, like just adjusting to how to follow people into that hairpin if you don't want to pass them or if you want to try and set them up or whatever. Really easy to just run straight into the back of someone. I nearly did it on the first lap with Paul there. So yeah, pretty tough. But other than that, the rest of the track's pretty well the same apart from the last chicane. So some small adjustments, but that's about it.
So now, what's the approach here for this upcoming stage, especially since, depending on what happens here, you have the strong possibility to lap half the field again?
Well, that's not really on my mind. What's on my mind is trying to either get the stage win or just see how things are playing out and consider pitting early before the end of the stage. But we'll see what's happening once we get to the end there, or close to the end of the stage.
So you're laser focused on just trying to complete the task at hand. We'll let you see what happens here on the stage.
Thanks, guys.
Andrew Dyson, laser focused. You can tell we have a lot of confidence in his ability here. I know that people are going to wonder why you're asking those types of questions. Quite simply, when you lap 12 seconds quicker, it's going to require a bit of luck for a lot of drivers here to keep up with that long run speed Dyson's put up.
Yeah, not to mention his stats, man. You got to understand, this guy's otherworldly. I mean, it's phenomenal that we had anybody lead any other lap, period. Paul Hill, his only real competition, is out of the race now. Now, the main problem is these restarts for the 41. That is the only place where the 41 could have struggles other than lap traffic. So this is one of those moments where he's probably a little antsy. Once he gets out and about, he'll be fine. But hanging out with, Hoytsma, Neil Pearson hasn't won yet all year. He's going to be somebody who's going to try to do something crazy. The 12 car, look at him. He's right behind Hoytsma. He knows that he has to do well in this race. And with Paul Hill out now, that can just open the door to so much opportunity for the 12. He needs to get a lot of stage points, and right now where he's running gives him a great chance to be able to get as much as he possibly can, right now sitting in 4th place.
So, let's see how this goes. Again, we race to lap 50 here as, oh boy, where's Delaney going? That's a little bit lower than you would expect. Probably looking at the other direction, picked up some grass on the tires.
Texting and driving. Guarantee it.
Definitely don't want to do that with one to go.
Well, yeah, I agree, but under caution, I can tell you there's some techniques I've seen drivers do in the past where they use the banking of these corners when you're going at pace speed. It turns the wheel for you if you turn force feedback to a certain point. So anyway, I'm just making a joke is all, but yeah, I think that stuff will happen quite often. Let's just see how this 41 handles this restart. He needs to get a good jump. 97, on the other hand, needs to somehow anticipate the jump.
Find out how this plays out soon. Field ready to go, and Sean O'Brien Jr. is apparently thinking the Coke drivers own the track. Mind you, there are 0 drivers with eNASCAR licenses in the field tonight. There's one former Coke driver, but he is the driver who just went in the grass.
That's probably what it was about. He's right behind him.
Well, let's see how the restart plays out. 80 to go in the race overall, this time through. Dyson, knockout quick. The restart zone is in the middle of the corner. Green, green, green. We're backing away. Dirty South looking to go 1-2 on the racetrack. Neil Pearson looking to clear. No, it's going to be the RHM car.
Oh, 65's around.
Oh, Sean O'Brien Jr. Well, those wards were eating up pretty quickly, weren't they?
Oh, yeah. He luckily did not get hit by anybody, and DeCiani had the miss of his career. If we ride on board with DeCiani after we see what happened with the 65, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. He just got loose. He hit a bump, and then right here, look at DeCiani. He's going, whoa! He just barely missed DeCiani. So let's look at the 4 cars on board. This is going to be a wild look. So he's chilling back here, probably outside top 15 right now.
We have trouble race lead. Lucas Hoytsma in live action, by the way, just sent it on Andrew Dyson. You only put Dyson in the wall. Dyson survived. Hoytsma did not. Absolute calamity. What a dodge by DeCiani on the replay. But Andrew Dyson just about got cleaned out with a side-by-side move involving the Sen. He still leads, but you'll have to look at what happened coming out of turn 7. It got ugly.
Yeah, it sure did. Holy cow. 97 decided, you know what? I know I need to do it quick. Dove bombing, 41 blocked all the way to the corner. They hit each other. 97 decided to do a little twirl, and there they go. 41's able to hang on to the lead. That was the closest we've seen anyone get close to the car of the 41 all day.
He had to try something. That something absolutely did not work, but it was an attempt. That's the best. But, by the way, in all that, Nicholas Roman spent 1 minute and 5 seconds down pit road during the caution period to get all the damage fixed on his question mark alliance at this point. Jacob Simpson right behind him as they go. So, Vroom Vroom, hoping the pace of the car takes him forward. You know, he's got supporters with the Ryko side tonight. He's been hanging out with the Conti side tonight. So, question mark on where the allegiances now lie. That's going to be a tug of war for a couple admins later on, potentially. Stimson, not bad of a race, up 15.
You know, something about Simpson, interesting character to say the least. He's one of those guys that's just been really aggressive all year round. One of the few folks that just seems to be really fast until something happens. I hate to say it, but it's true. On the road courses, he normally runs back in about 20th. So seeing him up in the top 15, that's a good day for him. But his average incidence is about 14. So not the worst in the field, but definitely up there amongst some of those folks that get some contact. As we're looking at Vroman trying to get by Ralph Hutchinson right now.
Yeah, still boxed in here. Hudson in his pink machine just in front of him. But look at the way Vroman's able to make the car cut. Got a little bit of wheel hop, though, across the curbing. Otherwise, he probably would have had a chance to send it by turn 7 on him. Just right now, the car seems very strong on exit for Vroom Vroom. To be able to get the Vrooms looking. Yeah.
I got to tell you, I just got a message from the owner of the Full-Length Cup Challenge. Bobby Anderson just sent me a message saying Hoytsma and Dyson have officially advanced into the round of 8. So that automatically makes them safe. Dyson and Vroman, both safe.
Vroman had been one of the drivers we've seen marked as advanced. Dyson was not officially in that mark. Hoytsma had a plus 51 coming in, Kirk. So
Hoytsma, I should say. Hoytsma was
yes.
the one that's advanced there. Yep. So Hoytsma for sure. Same thing with Dyson. That's going to help them out. But now that 12 car, look at where he's at. He's in 5th right now. He needs to stay where he is, and he needs to just ride around. And I got to say, I got to give him some props. He's essentially copycatting the Roman machine right there with just a little lighter shade of pink.
I mean, one's got chrome, one does not. I think that's the difference here.
Oh, yeah. Lighter
Also,
shade, though.
One you can argue is more purple than pink.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, purple's Roman, pink's, all right. I like that idea. Why don't we just do away with sponsors and instead just go by colors? There we go. That's an idea.
See them digging out right now. So, see how this all hangs out here on the separation on the track. All this is with, by the way, Alex Murray's in third as we run up 19. I know he said in the series Discord earlier in the week that he felt like it wasn't the greatest at the Roval. He's your biggest mover and is right now looking to contend for best of the rest here, trying to pass by the Dirty Self car if he can close up a little bit here. Last time by, though, did lose 3/10. He's got at least the speed for the podium if he can maintain here. He's right now pulling away by a little bit over Jonathan Delaney.
Sure. And while we're talking about him, that pink and purple car still nose to tail. They're about to pass each other right here, right now. I mean, he's all over the back bumper now. Vroman, this is the closest battle we have on the track right now. Even though the 7's gotten through the whole field, he hasn't really got much gap. He's got a big gap in front of him and behind him right now. This is the closest we've seen any battle in the top 10, so I'll keep my eye on Nolan, considering his playoff chances may rest on 1 point. You never know. So if he's able to hang on to this, that'd be a huge deal for the 12 car, but he's still under fire from Vroman right now.
You know how quick the 95 is here. Last time through was a 10th quicker. Not going to get you the spot just in that small difference. As funny thing is, I just noticed, if you notice on some of these wall icons, that some of the various different pictures that pop up here in terms of some of the signs, these braking marks, so important for some of these drivers to actually dial on in here, is what I'm trying to really say here, making sure they get those braking boards. For example, up at the 2 mark, Roman times it up well, and the 12 just says to let him have it.
So right there, that's a playoff, that's a stage point he desperately needs. So I don't know if the 12 knows with Paul Hill being out, that really opens the door for him or not. What I can say for a fact is that the best, and I mean the absolute best in terms of points that Paul Hill is going to get out of this is 17. He's currently sitting in 20th place. That's about 17 points awarded to 20th place. So that's what we're going to pay attention to right there. We're going to try and do some math here and figure out how much he needs, where he needs to finish, or how many stage points he needs, if there's any sort of miracle chance here. But in the meantime, that 12 car's just got to focus on keeping his car on the racetrack and not losing any more spots.
Yep. Just got to hold on. Up by 2 seconds right now with the cushion as we go. Still coming up to 15 to go on the stage, as these drivers now take that mark on the track. Vrum's next target is Delaney. Delaney was running in the 122s last time by Eek, is all you can really say.
Yeah, not quite the same speed as our leaders up there running 120, so 2 seconds off the pace. Vroman's even 2 seconds faster than that, so something must be going on with the 6 car right now to where he's not able to keep up the same speed.
Yep. See that right now. A little bit of a bobble that time for Vrum. They'll lose a little bit of ground on the racetrack, but the average speed is still there. Everybody else at this point, the next pack on track is Sanar DeCiani, Lucas Hoytsma. We know Lucas Hoytsma is going to be on the charge here, especially after that send that failed before. He's running lap times that are comparable to the top 5 as we go.
I don't know about you, but one of my favorite things to listen to is the sounds of these engines going around. What I'd like to do is if we can go on board with our leader here. This is what I was trying to do before we had the whole Paul Hill situation happen. Can we go on board with the 41 for an entire lap just to see what line he's running, how he's doing it, and let's do it from the in-car so we can see what his wheels look like, his wheel, as well, I should say. That 41 just, again, he's 4 seconds ahead of the next best guy, and he's just running away with it. Let's try and just watch and see how he handles a lap around this place. Up to speed here on the backstretch. And let's just listen to the car for a little bit. I'd like to just watch him for a second. Watching perfection happen is actually kind of rare. You don't get to watch this every day. Man, he really eats that curb.
Yeah. Straight attack of the racetrack with precision tonight.
Stays in fourth, touches fifth, just very, very slight, man. Here we go. This is the part I want to see. He stays in third going into turn one. Gets on the rev limiter there. Not more than about maybe 60 degrees on the turn-in angle. I mean, yikes, man. That's pretty dang good. Third gear all through here. Well, does he go down to second for this part? Yes, he sure does, to help the car rotate under throttle. On the straightaway, back up to third. Might pop fourth here. Does he go back down to third? No, he stays in fourth, keeps it in the gas. Goes up by the edge. Third gear through this right-hander. You want to stay as close to that blue line as possible. And then a huge braking zone getting down to the first gear. Hard left in. Gonna get back through the gears as quick as you can. Don't spin the rear tires. Back on the throttle. And you're gonna get as close to that blue line as possible. Don't oversteer the car or force it down there. Let the car naturally glide down. And then you want to make that exit as late as possible. Brake around to 6 or 7. And then right there, 2, really gets down to second gear, hits that curb pretty dang hard. Back out through NASCAR 3 and 4. Man, that 41 car just, I am stunned by how well he can maintain the gap. In the time we were riding on board, he gained a whole second on Neil Pearson running second.
Yeah. Right now, absolute domination there. Jonathan Delaney just pit. Black flag Delaney. What is going on with the 6 all of a sudden?
He must have sped on pit road.
Yeah, but why is he pitting here? In fact, we have a lot of pit stops. Hutchinson, Hoytsma also came down here.
This is strategy. I'm not sure about... Oh, I think I have an idea. I think that they know, since there's no caution tonight, that these guys might be banking on one, because there is that small chance that there is one. And if they pit now and the caution does come out, that's only going to benefit them. Looking at the announcements tab that we have so far, lap 50 is whenever the stage will end. So we got another about 10 laps to go in the stage. But looking at the actual announcement for the percentages, between lap 1 and 50, there is a 70% chance. So now, knowing that there's just 10 laps to go, your percentages go up exponentially of there being a caution in the next 5 laps. So that's why they came down.
Yes.
You got to try something different. You can't just follow the leader like that all day. You got to try something to cause change. And this is the only way you can do it. You got to be able to do it on strategy, and they're banking on a caution, and they need one.
Yes, absolutely. And now, see where things play. Mind you, Wade Murray on my screen showing 39 laps on a stint. Don't think that math is correct here, but is still keeping up with Vroom Vroom after Nicholas Roman made the pass. Roman is running quicker than Pearson as well, so might very likely the 95 will retake that second position if he keeps up the current pace here on the clip. Has not fallen off too much at all. In fact, his fall off rate compared to his best lap this entire race is only 0.3. That is absurd.
man. It is just interesting to watch it, man. It's so dang good to watch. Now, with Murray catching up to the back bumper of the 95, if Murray's able to get there, that'd be interesting. Roman passed him a few laps ago. I don't think that Murray's going to be able to get there for right now. But I think the whole field should look at what these guys from Ralph Hutchinson Motorsports decided to do. Because they all decided to come down together as a group and bank on a caution. And that might be something that you might consider if you're up at the front. Maybe if you're Roman, because you're already locked in, you don't need to worry about it anymore. Same thing with a few others. Maybe Dyson rolls the dice, helps him out. He's already so far ahead. There's no point in not trying something. And if Dyson wants to defend his lead, might as well try and do the same thing they're doing.
May as well. It's been an impressive night for those up towards the front on speed. Chad Sanner, by the way, he's in position for some stage points actually here. Trying to help out his Scots a little bit for the best of the rest. And he's been okay tonight. He's been decent in terms of pace, 122s right now. That average 2 seconds off the leader, but in terms of where he is in the best of the rest, it was for him a little bit further back down the order, 10th in that list. With some of the drivers not here tonight above him on that list, a chance to close it up tonight.
This is a good chance for him. Chad Sanner, I mean, he's had kind of a rough year to say the least, but he's gotten a good group now with them, and he's getting some speed in that car. Running top 10, phenomenal day for the 94. Love seeing that for sure.
Yeah, he's been decent. Tanner Marty amongst those in that best of the rest too. My oh my indeed has just been running top 10. The thing is, he's going to have a hard time holding on to someone charging behind him. Sean O'Brien Jr. is flying to catch up to him to get more stage points picked up at least to end stage 2 here. Less than 10 to go. Yeah, at this point, see the charge for the 65. Remember, have that slide to storm things off. Really burned up his tires, heated them up. He's done okay since then. He's just been slowly trying to get the fishing rod out to reel in that 29.
Now, can he do it? There's a lot of things that have to happen for that 65 car after his spin on the early start of this run to actually make a difference here in his playoff chances. I don't think he's going to be able to actually do that. He has to catch up to Dyson. He's in a must-win situation tonight, and so I don't think that what he's at right now is going to be able to put him in a position to advance. The only driver I think with a realistic shot at possibly advancing who's currently below the cut line is Nolan Hodgson. He's the only one. But he's kind of in this no man's land, and we're looking at Sean O'Brien here, and he's going to have to start saying some prayers or start just thinking about trying to get the best finish he can and thanking his team for a good season. One of the two options.
Checking out DeCiani, by the way, he is within range of Simpson on the battle box. DeCiani, very quiet night. He's been turning times recently around the 122 flats. Just taking his time here, and we know how DeCiani has been a decent driver all season. Got himself that win finally earlier on in this round, as you talked about with Kansas. But in terms of the road course side, take a look at some of the previous runs here. He's done decent in a couple of them. Ran 6th at Coda, for example, and Chicago was the top 5. Watkins Glen, he finished up in 3rd. He's been decent going left and right.
Yeah, DeCiani, after his win last week, I mean, he's in a position where he just wants to relax and just keep the car straight underneath him. That's it. You don't want to do anything else. You just finish out the race. You don't really need to win the thing. You don't need to. You don't even need a race today. Hoffman was locked in as well, but he didn't even race today. So 4-car out here shows he just wants to have a fun time racing the race car and improve his road course ability and try and show the world where he stands with the rest of the full-length Cup Challenge. I can say right now, looking at that 4 car, he's competitive every week. And the top 10 car, he has a chance to win on the occasion. But road course is showing us that he has speed here as well. Just sitting right now, P8, trying to get P7 away from Simpson. I've always liked watching that 4 car, DeCiani. He really knows what he's doing, and it's a lot of fun watching him get good this season. He's really done really well.
Yeah, nicely done for DeCiani here all campaign. Chance to move up the 7th if he can get the job done here over the next 6 laps or so. But it seems so difficult to actually set up a pass in these types of races here. That's the tough part. It's very much so a race where you have to take your time to make these passes, and it's been that case all night long. This is your closest battle, by the way, on the entire racetrack for the entire field.
Man, everybody's just so spread out. I mean, that's what we expect here at road courses. It's going to happen that way. But just, again, 9 seconds for Dyson. That is just a huge gap over the rest of the field. And even then, this battle here we're looking at with Simpson, I'd like to see Simpson run next season, and just, one note from what I've seen this year is that he's really aggressive. He drives that wheels off that thing. He sometimes unnecessarily. So, and one thing I'd say, just a nice little breather every time you get in a car before you start making some crazy moves. He's pretty quick, and I know he can win these races if he gets a good opportunity. He's just got to calm down in some parts of the race where you don't want to be too aggressive. Right now, he definitely needs to stay aggressive, because he's got that 4 car on his tail, and obviously he doesn't want to let him go. So Simpson's going to battle hard to be able to hang on to spot, and I think he has a good shot of doing that with just a handful of laps to go in the stage.
Yep. And now, see where the charge comes into play. By the way, Nicholas Roman has now indeed closed up within half a second of Neil Pearson. So the gap has chewed itself away, as we were predicting, with Roman's pace. They are reaching the ever-scary Alex Princeton, though. Princeton will try and hold on to the car in front of this traffic this time after what happened last time for second.
Yeah, I think that they understand, like, surviving the race is going to be better. And when you go right near Princeton, after what we saw Princeton have happen, I think Princeton's not going to let that happen again. I think he's just going to let these guys go. Exactly what happens here. He's going to let them go. He understands that, hey, I don't have a fast car today. I'm just going to go ahead and just try and survive the rest of the race. So I think they were able to get on by no problem.
Yes. Now, see where Nicholas Roman gets the send. We've seen traffic be cordial, but also some of these battles be very cordial. Not too many drivers have gone tooth and tawn to go for these spots tonight where they go bump, bump, bump. No, it's been all respectful racing for the most part for the position battles. Roman over the rear end. Not going to happen yet. Just going to get the exit to get a chance to close for turn 1 for Tums Harper turn.
In this battle between these two, I think that's going to be something to keep an eye on, because you don't want them to have any contact. If they have contact and they end up having a problem, I mean, that's only going to open the door for Murray and Hodson to try and get on through. If they want to be able to have a chance to race Dyson at the next restart, they need to keep going. And I can tell there's one plan that I'm a little worried about that might not actually come into fruition. That 70% chance of a caution is not going to happen. Well, I don't see that caution coming out. There's no way within just 3 laps to go in a race that they'll put it out, as we got Roman up in the wall a little bit there on the exit.
Yeah, a little bit of a scrape, but still surviving now. Next car for the traffic jam is Hilziak, the Ladybug, looking to make sure they don't get squished here. See that difference? Roman not willing to use as much of the paint on the cutoff going into NASCAR 3. Still is better in corner speed when he's been in clean air. The dirty air, a huge factor. Oh, and oh boy, Kevin Zosiak, that was a huge scramble to the inside. Roman nearly took the chance from it.
Yeah, just trying to get out of the way, I think, is what that 37's doing. He understands these guys are faster. Might as well let them go. But that gap from Dyson to Pearson now is stretched to about 11 seconds. We saw him have 12 at the end of the first stage, but now, golly, man, he's just so far out there. I'm more stunned and just surprised than I normally would be about a driver with that much talent out that far ahead. As we got some guys coming down pit road trying to flip the stage. There goes Alex Murray. Huge benefit to Hodgson. Hodgson's got to stay out, and he's got to be able to try and get as many stage points as he can. Sitting fourth right now.
So a change of the script there for Murray. He's the highest out of those who've taken a second pit stop. All this with a lot of battle boxes starting to pop up as a result of things. By the way, DiCianni having issues. That was a slide. Pit road is closed. Able to hold on to the brakes, but lost the chance here to make a move on Simpson. Looking right now at battle for second again. Again, these drivers committed to keep going. They'll come up to 59 to go when the stage ends. Vroom, vroom. Letting the car sail to the apexes here to go. Look at that close up.
Yeah, this ain't over. This battle's going to get real good. I like seeing this. Let's see what happens here. He's almost all the way in the grass trying to use up all that track, trying to catch up to Neil Pearson. There he goes. He's going to be on the outside. He's got to try and do a little swerve here to go to the inside. Will it work for him? Oh, contact. He spun him out.
Nicholas Vroman apologizes on the radio and then drives away. Well, I don't know if the apologies will help with that, but that only cost Pearson that spot. Nolan Hodgson didn't close up. Watch this.
You know, that was interesting. I don't have very much comment on that one, but not too much pain for Pearson. Just one more spot lost, essentially. But now Nolan Hodgson trying to catch up to the back bumper of the 62. That's a big deal as well as we're coming to the end of the stage.
Here we go. Dyson coming on through. Next time by to close up stage. We did not get the random caution in the first half of the race, so we'll see if we get the randomized caution in stage 3 with that 70% chance. Oh, Dyson actually has gone up 16 seconds with that contact over the rest of the pack. Hasn't really joined too many errors in the lap down group as we go. But hey, it's been a knockout quick. He did lap Jonathan Delaney though, who went for a different pit stop call. So the 6 will have to rely upon a wave to have a shot and not have track position for this upcoming stage. So, green white checker flag ready to fly. Dirty Self has been quick on the road courses all season. Andrew Dyson can literally let it coast from here. Neil Pearson has taken back second. That is respectful from Roman to let the 62 have it. So, Dyson gets the stage and Pearson got second back as Roman let him have it back.
I have a lot of respect for that. That was awesome. But now Nolan Hodgson has a chance to grab an extra point here. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to get there, but the 12 car will come away with 4th place. And this is big from point standings looking at it right now. He got 6 stage points in the first stage, plus from finishing 4th, that would give him 7. Total of 13 stage points for the 12 car. We're going to do some math here in a break, and we're going to figure out where he needs to finish in order to possibly catch up to Paul Hill, if it's even mathematically possible.
Dyson, Pearson, Vroman, Hodgson, Benefield, Simpson, DiCianni, Sanner, O'Brien Jr., Murray are your top 10. Looks like the rest of the top 10 coming on through to this time. Murray actually almost got back to the 65, and now they get the stage end. That's 53 seconds back of your leader, and they will regroup for some pit stops. So it's Dyson in control. You're watching tonight's action for the Roval. The full-length Cup Challenge continues after this.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
We now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Welcome back, everyone, to tonight's coverage here on the Maconi Entertainment as we continue the full-length Cup Challenge. Alex Murray and Lucas Weitzman did stay out this caution period, as you would expect with their strategy calls, so they are 1-2 coming up here. We are pacing at the moment, though. So far so strong for the field here tonight. Kirk, it's going to be difficult to see if these two can hold back the 41, though. First time 41 will be in traffic.
Yeah, that's true. He's going to have, this is the first time the 41 has not started on the front row of the entire field. So with that in mind, it's going to be exciting to see if he's going to be able to get through these guys or not. But, you know, while we're here, I would like to deliver some good news for some folks here. We got official word that Hoytsma, Dyson, and Benefiel have all officially advanced to the next round. They are already went ahead and locked in. And as for the other drivers, Nolan Hodgson and O'Brien Jr., everybody else, Ralph Hutchinson, they are in a must-win position. They have to win the race in order to advance. So now it's all coming down to them needing a miracle. Right now, the 7 car with the lead doesn't change much to help them. So we'll see how that restart happens and how they're able to hang on. But that 41 car is going to be in a preferred lane, though. So that's going to be beneficial to him heading into turn 1.
It's going to be an interesting one for those drivers here. It's going to be difficult, I think, for a lot of those drivers to get the win they're looking for now as we go. As Tanner Marty comes down pit road once again. Should come to 1 to green, this time by, we'll see, and yes we will, William Owens taking the wave around. He's about 25 laps to a stint. So Murray, Hoytsma, Dyson, Vroom Vroom. That's followed by Pearson, Hodgson, Benefiel, Simpson, DeCiani, Center. O'Brien Jr. is a part of the top grouping here for the lineup. So how is this going to go? What's your predictions here, Kirk, on what we are about to see with different cars controlling the field?
I mean, there's a lot of different positions you could be in racing, and right now it's all about trying to beat Goliath. Someone's got to try and be David. Right now, the 7 and the 97 are going to try and do that here on this restart. I think that with the 41 being in the preferred lane, it's going to be difficult for the 7, but the 97 will for sure have the advantage going into turn 1. The rest of the field's got to know that you got to make up all the ground on this restart. This is going to be one of your few chances you have at trying to get to the front. You got to do something wild. You got to do something crazy if you want to win this race. And unfortunately, that's just how it is right now with stage racing and winning you're in. You have to try your best to get the best restart you can. And sometimes, you know, it depends on how much respect for the cars you have around you. And so on this restart, we're going to see who is able to hang on and who is not. And I believe that the winner of this race will probably be someone in the top 5. I can almost guarantee that.
So we'll get in position pretty soon here for the restart. Murray, by the way, is amongst those that chose the outside, interesting enough, going for the corner. How do you feel that line's going to play compared to taking the inside, especially with that run up to turn 1?
I don't like it. I don't like it, but then again, I don't know how that's going to look. The 97 can't launch first, so that's going to kind of make an equal gap side by side in the 1, possibly. I don't know how it's going to look. I haven't seen anyone choose the outside lane as a control car all year at a road course like this, and it's not the preferred lane, so I'm not entirely sure as to why he chose it, but I'm excited to see how it works for a lead car to choose the not preferred lane here.
Murray gets to control the field for the restart. We have grand total of 16 drivers in the lead lap. Alex Brinson multiple laps down. Kevin Soziak is 7 laps down in this field. It's 55 laps to go. We're in it for the long haul. Murray went a little bit early. Green, green, green. And he's got the pole.
Oh, they're wrecking!
Hoytsma's around. 97 in the grass. And that's his second.
Oh, it's Benefiel! Wrecked into the wall, and so is Roman around in the S's. Huge crash. 41's involved. Multiple cars crashing all through this section. Several cars with damage. One sitting the wrong way. That's Roman. Alex Murray has gotten away. But with this in mind, the 41 got damage.
Absolute calamity. Let's take a look. There's Dyson with a bit of the contact, and it gets worse from here.
Got into the corner. 95. Got loose. Lost it. hit the inside wall. 41 went wide to try and avoid, hit the outside wall. DeCiani got heavy contact. The 83 got heavy contact. Multiple cars go through, but your top 5 right now, man, this has really changed up the entire look of the whole field. Alex Murray for Precision Speed Solutions is leading this race. Behind him, out Andrew Dyson by about 2 seconds. And then you got Neil Pearson running in 3rd and Nolan Hodgson sitting in 4th. He's in a must-win situation for that 12 car. So this is the best race we've seen him have all year on road courses. And he's in the right position at the right time. But he's got to be able to hope for some more gains for that 12 car.
Yes, that's the push here at this point. See if he's able to gain up a lot of ground here. He needs to find it here on the circuit. All this is while some of the other drivers bundled up. See right now, Lucas Hoytsma, with all that still in the top 10, he's in 9th, despite sliding in the grass.
He's already locked into the next round, so top 10 sounds good. He had a chance at the win, but his strategy got ruined when the 41 car got into his rear bumper and spun him out. So hate to see that happen on the first restart there, but you know he was just trying to get back up to the front as quickly as possible. And now here's the real challenge. David, we have found out who's David. It's going to be Alex Murray if we do not see another caution, but odds are with the 70% chance of a caution here, it can happen. So don't think it won't. There is a good chance that will change things. But right now, Murray with the lead. Dyson is catching Murray for sure.
See right now, some of the drivers, Komacheski struggling though, a bit of a slowdown, or at least a give up in that situation. BMP car just sacrifices the position as we go. Still though, it's going to be a long run. You have to have a green flag pit stop, likely if it stays green here. Dyson, who cares about damage? He set the fastest lap of the race here with the front end, with the right front crumpled up.
And his fastest lap of the race is a whole second. Like almost a whole second faster than second place. Oh, off track goes Neil Pearson. 42 car. Went off track there, able to keep the car straight. Sorry, that may have been the 88 of Komacheski. Both are running red cars today, so I think the 88 of Komacheski might have been the one to go off track there. So sorry about that. But 41 sitting second, still gaining tenths of a second every lap.
In the words of Ken Byron, time to eat. He's down to under a second. Dyson, another fastest lap last time by, as we touched upon. He is pushing despite the right front crumpled. It's just so good on the launch this time through the corner. Gained another 10th.
He's getting there. Can we go on board with the 41 for a second? I want to see this gap close from his standpoint right here. You just know, even with that right front damage affecting his car, he's just still running fastest laps. We talked about it a second ago. I mean, this is phenomenal. Is he going to be able to catch him? Will we see another caution? There's so many questions that are yet to be answered, and we're going to be able to hear from those answers very soon, within the next hour or so. But I'm excited to watch this final little run here to the end. And you can see the difference in lines. Murray running very wide there. That's going to bring the 41 up closer to the back bumper.
Yeah, closed up to now half a second through NASCAR 1 and 2. Let's see where things shape up through here. Dyson going a lot more deeper through the throttle points to go right up towards the bumper.
What is Alex Murray willing to do? I always ask that question of drivers. Both cars don't need to worry about playoffs. They're worried about race win, and that's how it should always be. But right now, with them in this position, what is the 7 car willing to do? You know you got a juggernaut of a speed car right behind you. What are you willing to do to hang on to this lead?
Yeah, I think at this point, I'd do it cleanly. You don't want to end up forcing it in, especially knowing you got the speed here tonight.
I say the opposite. I'd make sure he does not pass me in any circumstance. There's no way. Use your whole car as a blockade if you have to.
Got him in for Dyson to keep it clean. You don't want to
Dyson, he'll always do that, yeah. But right now, the 7 car, what is he willing to do? We know the 41's going to get there, but that 7 car's got to find a way to stay in front of him. Just like that.
Gonna come to the bus stop likely this time. Will Dyson get the chance? Murray gets a little bit of a push ahead. Right now, Dyson has him right where he wants to be here. Watch for the run coming out of the corner all the way to the bumper. Near contact. They both cut hard on the apron. Dyson stays lined up.
Ooh, man, look out. Braking zone. It's all right. Nope, all good. 41's going to keep the distance there. Still a half car length. Is he going to dive it into this first corner? You can really send it in if you want to. Nope, they're going to keep it running right there. This ain't over yet. This ain't over. 41 hits the inside wall there. Oh, my goodness. Big problem there. He clipped the inside wall.
Didn't damage the car, though. Just lost a little bit of time. Dyson's led 50 laps here tonight. 7 now have gone the way of Murray with this strategy flip. I'm very concerned on if this is going to be able to be sustainable to hold on with how much pressure Dyson's putting on for 38 laps here, though, Kirk. That is going to be the huge challenge out of all of this, give or take. That's about, give or take, some of where the fuel run could go here tonight. This is not going to be an easy task the whole time through, with this being the closest the lead battle has been all throughout the night.
No, I like this. This is wonderful. It's good stuff, man. It's all about trying to make it good for the race win right now. And these two guys, they both want it. They want it bad, and they're going to do whatever it takes to be able to get this dang win. You know, we talked to the 41 earlier today. We know the 7's aggressive. We know he's fast. We know both cars are in a position now where they could possibly win this race if they hang on to the lead. 41's going to look to the inside. He made a look down in. 7 car doesn't fall for it. He keeps it going straight. Still nose to tail as they head through the left-hander here.
Here we go, ascend. There, look. Another poke. Dyson trying to pressurize Murray here, but Murray's withstanding it pretty well so far. Have to wonder what's going to the mind of the 7 here with all these little looks. A lot of marbles being picked up here with the way Murray's approaching these corners, though.
Oh, he goes wide. Here comes Dyson to the inside. They're even heading into turn at NASCAR 1 and 2. Outside lane is horrible here. 7 car has to get back down. He's going to use the momentum. He's going to be there. This ain't over yet. Over move for the 7 of Murray. He's going to try and dive it in deep to the corner here. Will he be able to make the pass?
Oh,
Clean.
nice.
41's loose. He got it back. He got the pass back.
How about that with the first side-by-side rolling the bus stop today? Dyson will have to reset. Murray pushing hard again to try and play defense. Is not making this easy. Does not want Dyson to just run away here. By the way, this is allowing Pearson to close up a little bit. Pearson is within 3 seconds. Hodgson within 6 seconds of this fight. They're running 121s when they go side-by-side like that right now.
Oh, I don't care about speed. No, this is awesome. This is great stuff. I like it. Man, that was one hell of a move by the 7 car of Alex Murray to try and make that work. And it worked. I was stunned. I didn't think that was going to work. He was passed. He was done for. But going into that corner, he dove it in deep. He gave enough room to the 41. 41 got slightly upset from a bump, and he lost a lot of ground. But that 41 ain't done. This ain't over yet. 41's able to carry so much speed through that little point. I don't even know what it is. That 90 degree, that seems like it's a hairpin. I don't even know. Thing's just so tight of a corner. That 41's able to get there every single time. And here we go into the corner. 41 dives it in deeper. He's going to be on the back bumper. Will he use the bumper? Not this time.
Way too early for a bump and a run, you'd have to think here.
Oh, no.
At this point, I'm surprised they aren't just wrapping the bottom fully on the apron with the way they're racing here, with how much they're trying to block off the line.
Oh, it's awesome. Man, keep it going, guys. Make a show. I like this. There we go. Look at that 7 car, man. He's able to hang on. We know the 41's faster. Everybody and their mother knows that 41's faster. But the 7 car is doing more to keep him behind than I've seen anybody else all race. This is it right here. Look at the 41. He really wants to make the 7 make a mistake. He's putting him in positions that are trying to make the 7 make a mistake. Like this. Look out. He's in the grass. 41 dives it to the inside, and he's going to be able to make the pass. Will the 7 get back to the back bumper? This is not over. You got to get in deep here, 7. Nope, not quite that time, and I think Dyson might get away here.
Andrew Dyson clears.
Oh, he overdrove it.
Another mistake, and Murray nearly overdrove it too. But Dyson withstands. Dyson takes the lead and now looks to set sail with less than 50 to go, coming to 46 to go specifically.
Wow, man, what a great run. That was cool. I like that. But now I don't know if Murray's going to be able to catch him. We know 41 was just that much faster than the whole field, but now he's hoping for a caution. We know there's a chance there's going to be a caution here from now until, I believe, if we look at the announcement again, they said that it was going to be a 70% chance between laps 51 and 107. So anytime between now and the end of the race, we should see a 70% chance of another caution.
Yeah, look at this. Meanwhile, Roman and Montsozer took a slide earlier on. Remember, buzzed the tires, already has damage on the rear end. Still is doing a solid job. Delaney lets him have that spot. Roman is still running lap times that are quicker than your race leader at the moment. So he's still got pace in that 95. He just doesn't have track position.
He had track position before he lost it on the first restart on cold tires. So I'm sure he might be able to get a chance to get it back. But Alex Murray, by the way, is just losing more ground lap after lap. A few tenths here, a few quarter of a tenth there. It's unfortunate, but I think that 41 car is going to be starting to scoot away, and Dyson probably feels like that was a good amount of fun. I mean, it was clean, no bumping, no banging. It was clean road course racing, and you don't get to see that much excitement on road courses too often. But I can say right now that was one of the best battles I've seen for the lead in a race like this in a long time. I always like seeing it when they come up doing that, but now Dyson's pulling away, and Murray's going to need some help if he's going to be able to see that back bumper again. But we're looking at Tanner Marty, by the way. Holy cow. You know, Tanner Marty, this is an interesting day, the day that Tanner Marty is running ahead of the 83 of Benefield. This is a good day for that 29. You know he's having an interesting one if he's able to stay ahead of that 83.
Yes, indeed. Tanner Marty, see that right there. Still 45 to go. And Marty just trying to withstand any of the pressure here in all of this, absolutely. See him just sliding these tires, though. Hasn't had the greatest of nights on the long run here, Kirk. But he's been surviving. His blue machine has had no major contact.
He doesn't even need to have any problems. He's locked into the next round. Shouldn't think about playoffs. Should just thinking about, I mean, he could park it if he really wants to. You don't have to keep running to the end of the race. That's something that is allowed with this playoff system. Again, can't wait for that to change to the 36 race season if they allow it. We'll see what happens. He just went on the radio after locking up the tires there. Here comes Kulmacheski. William Owens coming down pit road. He's a lap car, last car on the lead lap, but he said he was coming down pit road this time.
Interesting. As we'll see where things now work out with that. Callum Moore is officially done for the night. He has officially parked it. After he was 9 laps down, he was still in the lobby. Here in the right front tire is broken on Benefield's car, by the way. Hence why he's been struggling to make that pass back there. See that crumpled up. So he does have wheel damage that will hurt him here on the road course.
Oh, yeah, of course it will. No wonder. I was about to say, I was wondering how the heck he was that far back. Normally you wouldn't see that at Benefield, but got to give him props for keeping the car on the racetrack and choosing to keep running. I always believe that that's the right thing to do, even if your car's out and there's nothing you could really gain. You just got to Keep going. As long as that car has a motor, keep going. Never give up.
Yep, just had to try and score the points here. Already got himself the lock, as we talked about. But as we'll finish the full race while you're here, try and show what you can do, all while Simpson, he now gets past Sean O'Brien Jr. Able to make the cut up to 8th. So the 65 able to move up one more spot. See him just pulling away a sizable amount already here. William Owens did finish his pit service, by the way, so off and away, no issues for the 30. He says he's pitting out. So it becomes a question, when would you pit here, Kirk? How far are you willing to push this run? We're about 14 laps through.
I mean, it's your choice. If you really think there's going to be a caution, then you come down whenever you feel like you got it's roulette. You're going to pick a number, and you got to hope the ball lands on the number. And if it does, then it works out for you. If it doesn't, then you kind of lose your shot there. So, I mean, if it were me, I'd probably be back in like right around where William Owens is running, to be honest with you. So I'd say I'd probably go down sooner rather than later, similar to what William Owens did. So, well, right there, Simpson able to make a move to the inside. 65 locked up the tires, but able to have a good run on the exit, still able to hang on to position. You know, what I'd like to do, actually, is go through our lead lap cars and talk about them real quick. Why don't we start with William Owens? Great driver to talk about since he's here. You know, something about the road courses, he's been at all of them, all 4 road courses. However, just unfortunately, his average start is 29th. His average finish is 27th. Doesn't seem to do very well on these road courses. But today is his best day on the road courses so far. He's running top 15. Last car on the lead lap, but he's still in top 15. Great run for that 30 car as he's right in front of these leaders here. He actually just got lapped here, I believe. There's a good chance he just got put a lap down. But he's in a position now where he's gaining a lot of valuable experience here. William Owens just being able to be out here is a good thing, and he's trying to continue getting some laps right in front of these leaders here. Look out. That 97 catching up to the back bumper. Remember, he's running in 5th right now. That 97 is going to make a move to the inside, and he's going to let those 2 guys go just like that. As the battle for that position starting to heat up, let's pause going through the field for a moment as we look at Nicholas Vroman catching up to the back bumper of Lucas Hoytsma. We don't want to miss this battle. It's one of the few that we have on track that is pretty dang close. So I think that's going to be interesting to see if the 95 is able to make it through the field. Make it through the 97, I should say.
I think he will get by the 97 eventually, just on the speed.
Oh, yeah, big time.
My thing is going to be how far Roman then gets, because over the course of 41 laps, there's a chance he gets all the way back to where he was, depending on how things really shuffle here. But the tough part is, he's the only driver outside of Dyson who's been able to turn some laps in clean space in the 120s. So vroom vroom, definitely letting the engine purr here tonight, despite all the bits of contact he's picked up here tonight. I think he's okay on incident points here too, even with the 4Xs he's picked up here. Just keep on going. No major off-track opportunities here outside of the walls to be able to pick up incident points. I will say this, turn 7 has really turned, they are still running lap times faster than real life, Kirk, by the way. You know why? The pole time in real life was in the 125s. We're turning lap times 4 seconds quicker right now than potentially real life pace. That is absurd.
Yeah, that tells you exactly why the racing itself, iRacing, is just not there yet in terms of being able to simulate one of these races as close as to real life as possible. These are laser scan tracks, meaning that these are identical to the millimeter tracks to the real thing. So you'd expect the car to be as close to the real thing as possible, but unfortunately they are way off on how they the physics let these cars go. So that's another problem, is the 97 got loose there. Here comes Vroman to the inside. He's going to make that pass happen. And with that pass, we're now going to go ahead and continue our march through the lead lap cars. Chad Center, let's talk about him for a minute. Currently running in 14th spot, if we can. 94 car. I gotta say something about him. He started in 12th tonight, and he's fallen back to about 14th, lost 2 spots. It's similar to his average start and average finish, but I'll be honest, he's way having a better day today than he's ever had at any road course. 3 starts for him over the course of the season. His average running position is 19th. But with him running right where he is right now in 14th, this is a great day for that 94, showing massive improvement for Chad Center. Great day for that 94 team. Next up on our list is Thomas Kulmacheski. Thomas Kulmacheski, again, we talked about him all season. Interesting guy. He's started in 3 of the road course races this year. And out of those 3 starts, his average finish is right on the dot, 20th place. So with him sitting 13th, another great opportunity for him to be able to improve that number, and a lot of experience gained here today at the Roval. Good thing for him. And the only problem with him is that his incidence per start is one of the highest in the entire field, upwards of 17x per event on road courses. So that 88's just got to make sure he keeps underneath the incident limit, and he'll have a good day. After that, we're going to talk about Adam Benefiel. We already talked about him a little bit earlier this afternoon, but we're going to say it again. He started in 4 of the road course races. His average start's 10th. Average finish is right around 12th, and guess where he's running? 12th. So this fits the bill for where you expect Adam Benefiel to perform on road courses. His average running position is 13th, so this is even better than where he's normally running on road courses. So knowing he's fast, he's able to win on ovals and on the occasion on road courses. Not yet this year, but we know he's able to do it. He's done it in previous years. The 83 car, he's led no laps this season at all. Not even a single lap for the 83 on road courses. Average incidence is around 15. So he's having an average day for the 83 on road courses. Keep it up, and he'll be able to start out the round of 8 pretty dang strong. Right in front of him, Tanner Marty. Where do we begin? Tanner frickin' Marty. Got to tell you about this guy. He just got wide. Look out. Woo! He just barely avoided contact with the 83. But let's talk about him for a quick second. Tanner Marty is one of those drivers that just seems to show up in interesting times and do kind of good, I guess, is the best way to put it. He's right now in 12th. He just got passed from the 83, dropped back to 12th. So his average finish for Tanner Marty is around 17th. So it's a great positive day for him. He's doing better than what you'd normally expect out of the 29 car if you look at his statistics. His average running position is 16th. So he normally actually runs better than where he finishes, just barely by a position. He's also somebody who doesn't get that much incidence in a race, right around 13 per race on average. So he doesn't make that much contact during these road course races. As we got Thomas Kulmacheski heading down pit road to try and throw some strategy into this. Let's remember that. You can see that on your screen. But the next driver we got to talk about, again, Ralph Hutchinson, must-win condition for this guy. He started in 16th tonight, currently running in 10th. That 8 car has been on and off all year. He's been in positions where he could possibly win a race. We saw him almost win at Bristol. He was side by side with DeCiani last week at Kansas for the majority of the run. That 8 car knows what he's doing. He's fast, but he just can't get that super consistent. And that's why he's in a must-win scenario for this particular round of the playoffs. He needs to win this race, and right now running 10th, that's slowly, that door is shutting, and we only see a sliver of light in there, if any at all. And I could say his average finishes here on road courses is right around 16. He's stepped up his road course game. He's up to the top 10, but that's still not enough. He needs some sort of miracle to get that 8 car to the front, and that's something to keep in mind. Next car we're going to talk about, Jacob Simpson in the 2 car, currently trying to chase down the 65. And we'll talk about him in a second, but the 2 car, let's talk about him. Jacob Simpson, interesting character. One of those guys on road courses that just does not seem to do very well. His average finish is 23rd, but he's running in 9th. A phenomenal flip around of what he normally does on road courses. This is a great run for him. He started in 23rd tonight. He has gained all those spots up to 9th. And trying to look for 8th right now, actually, for the 2 car. So if Jacob Simpson continues his march to the front, he will actually defy the statistics and get to a position where nobody could have predicted. He's going to get a top 10 out of this if he's able to continue where he's at. Next driver, Sean O'Brien Jr., must-win position. We talked about him already today. I'm going to say it again. This guy really needs to be able to win this dang race. He needs something to happen to help him out. 15th average running position for them. He's not somebody you'd expect to see in the top 10, but because it's the playoffs, you kind of step up your game a little bit. He's up to 8th. He still needs some sort of miracle here to be able to catch down Dyson and somehow win this thing. His chances of moving on are kind of gone, but in terms of his average finishing position on road courses, this is a phenomenal day. He's more than doubled his average finish here. He's done great. 8th place, love seeing it, and he's also pretty clean with his car. 11 incidents per race on average for the 65 on road courses. Not too shabby if you ask me. Now, Jonathan Delaney in the 6th car, guy we got to talk about. He started in P7, and guess what? That's exactly where he's running, P7. Something about him, average finish is right around 11th. His running position, though, is right around 5th. So we know he's somebody who has speed and can run up front, but towards the end of these races, something keeps happening to where he gets pushed outside the top 10. His 4 starts, he's finished top 5 twice. He's finished top 10 twice. But that means that he's had 2 races where he's had either DNFs or not doing very good, and it averaged out to not being very good average finish. So he's got to be able to finish the race first, and if he does, I think he'll have a good day as he passes one of the lap cars there. Let's talk about our next driver in line, Lucas Hoytsma, who's coming down pit road while we're talking about him. This is his chance to try and throw some strategy into this. This is what he's got to do. He's got to throw something at it. It's the only chance he got. His average finish here is 5th. His average running position is 5th, and this guy is just pitted from 6th. So he's having a great day, a normal road course day for him. Got involved in an incident earlier, trying to bounce back. You see Benefiel also in the pit lane, a few others on pit road. Simpson also joining him. More cars choosing to come down, trying to make up some ground on the leaders. Battle right now I see on track. Nicholas Vroman is a driver who's trying to get by the 12 car of Nolan Hodgson. Remember, Nolan is in a must-win spot, but the 95 of Vroman's able to make his move on by in the 12 car. We got to talk about Nolan Hodgson. Here we go again. This guy, one of those years that he's just absolutely broke onto the scene. Great driver, and he's showing that he can do it, but unfortunately it looks like he's going to come up just short unless some miracle happens to get him in. He needs to win the race to be able to advance. He had a good shot here, but unfortunately that's what he's going to have to do. So 12 car continuing his march to the end of the season, just showing he's won 2 races this season. Great car, great driver, great guy all around. Excited to see what he can do next year. Again, Vroman, going to bring him up again, Nicholas Vroman. Started P3, currently running P4. He got involved in that incident on the restart, dropped back quite a bit, but now he's moved up through the field. He's gotten all the way up to 4th place, I should say, and his average finishes on road courses are phenomenal. He's only started in 2 races, but out of those 2, he's finished in the top 10 in both of those races, top 5 being one of them. So with that in mind, he's somebody who's running in about the top 5 spots. He's running 4th. Great addition to his resume, his statistics. It's going to improve him if he's able to get by Princeton here safely. That's the question. Looks like he will. And continuing on forward through the field, Neil Pearson is catching up to the back bumper of Alex Murray. This is the battle for 2nd right now. Neil Pearson is one of those guys that just have been really good on the road courses, but also, slightly improving on the ovals. Week in and week out. A little bit of loose for the 7 car. 62's trying to top lane, but something about Neil Pearson, he averages his finishes out of his 3 starts this year. His average finish is 14th, with his average running position being 6th. So that means that he's normally running in the top 6, but he just had 1 bad finish out of those races, and it wasn't really good out of the 3 road courses he started this season. 2 of them were top 10s, 1 of them was a top 5. It's good to look at for the 62 team. He's having a great day, just needs to continue it out and see if he can pass the car we're going to talk about next, Alex Murray. Alex Murray, he started today in 22nd. Didn't qualify, used a provisional to be able to get into the race. His average running position is 7.1, but he's running 2nd right now. What a day for Alex Murray. Great recovery for him. His strategies got him to where he is, but now he's got to hope for some sort of miracle caution to be able to get him a chance to get back at Dyson again. He held him off for so long. He has 1 top 5 on road courses all season, but he is a guy who's pretty quick in qualifying. He normally qualifies. His average starting position on road courses is third. So with him not qualifying, that we would have seen him in the top 3. There's no doubt about it. But now he's running second, and we'll see if he's able to continue his march to the front. And speaking of the front, our final driver we're going to talk about in the field on the lead lap, Andrew Dyson. He started second today. He's on pit road. He's deciding to come down. This is a big moment for the 41, choosing the pit now instead of choosing the pit later. He needs to come down, get 4 tires or gas if he wants to. He doesn't necessarily have to. He's that much faster than the rest of the field. Hopefully he can get some of that damage repaired, and we'll see if he's able to take advantage of this if a caution comes out. This puts Alex Murray to the lead. But the 41, his average finish is first. He has not lost a road course race all year long. This is that 41's chance to try and be perfect. No driver in the full-length Cup Challenge in history has won every single road course race in a season. That has never been done. Andrew Dyson has a chance to be that man to get the job done if it all lands out for him at the end of this race. And that is all the drivers on the lead lap here in the full-length Cup Challenge. With 32 laps to go, I can't tell you which one of them is going to win, but I can tell you the one that has the best shot is probably Andrew Dyson.
Yes, indeed. Right now in the midst of the full pit window here with all these drivers here too. Should see Murray and Pearson coming pretty soon here as Hutchinson gets himself on the corner exit. Goes off and away. Any signal for he stops this time? No. These two continue to extend. 31 laps to go. By the way, Dyson only 22 seconds back of these drivers with the pit stop. So he didn't really lose any ground with service to the race leaders. So there's still the factor here. There is the potential of that caution flag that is randomized here at any time here. For some of the drivers, they might be doing the caution dance, Kirk, if they want a shot at this win at this point in the long-term picture with the way Dyson's speed has been.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they got to understand now that their bet is made. Once Dyson hit pit road, your strategy is stay out as long as humanly possible. You cannot go down pit road until you get a caution. And even then, it wouldn't be right. You got to stay out as long as you can and hope that you can come down. Actually, maybe actually thinking about it, yeah, you probably need to come down pit road as quickly as you can. Because if you only have 4 cars, the top 4, who have stayed out, the battle for the lead starting to heat up, though. Here comes Pearson to the inside. Look out. Clean. 62. Neil Pearson's going to be the leader heading out of that corner. But what I think is that these guys are going to need to come down pit road. Because if they have a caution, all 4 of them need to pit. Dyson doesn't, Hoytsma doesn't, Delaney doesn't. All these other guys don't need to pit because they've already pitted. So now here comes Murray. Murray's on pit road. So exactly the right move to have here. Murray realized the situation and he had to capitalize on it. Live in the moment, and he sure did. He's choosing the pit. May not have been what he wrote down as when he wanted to come down, but once you saw the leader of Andrew Dyson do it, you had to do something. You had to come down. Because you don't want to be the odd man out who has to pit and everybody else does not have to.
See if this works out with the undercut compared to the 62 at least. The battle for second net. Dyson's already driven on by a sizable portion here. That's how quick Dyson's been since the pit window, with some of these drivers already falling off. A couple seconds. Pearson wiggling everywhere for good measure on his corner exit. So, Dirty South looking to cap off a stellar day here with 29 laps to go. What's been a long one here for the Roval. And by the way, most of the field is spread apart by wide margins after their pit stops here. There are no battles amongst the top 10 on the racetrack. Pearson still extending as he gets his first laps here of the night. Should still cycle in the top 5 no matter what of the pit sequence. It's just a matter of how long can he go.
I have no idea. We're going to find out. I can say right now, the only thing I think the 41, I don't think the 41 can be trumped by anything anymore. I think that 41 has nothing to worry about. He can just cruise on through. I don't expect anyone to come down pit road again unless we somehow get a caution with like 10 to go. Then maybe people might consider it. But I don't know. That 41 car must feel pretty dang confident knowing he's able to chase him down. He's 18 seconds behind the leader right now. That has shortened down to now 11 seconds. Holy cow, man. That was just one lap. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that just kind of knockdown speed from Dyson, all I can really say on the fresh tires. And caution, this is the randomized caution. And now this field will get flipped, and this is not going to help Pearson potentially here. I think at this point, Vroom Vroom and a couple others are going to lose a lot of track position with the way things could cycle.
I am surprised that they threw the caution where they did. Normally you'd expect to see if they throw random caution on a lap, it's when the leader crosses the line. However, in this case, they threw it when the leader was all the way on the back straightaway. That's interesting timing, to say the least.
But it's a random caution. You never know when it's
on
going
a
to come.
random lap. It would be on the lap that starts, not sometime randomly in the middle of the lap. I'm just surprised that that's what they chose to do on this particular time.
So, again, Pearson and Vrollman, on with Hodgson, did not pit for their third and likely final stops yet. Everyone else came down for service. This is going to still see Dyson likely cycle to the front. So again, take a quick step aside. We're under caution all of a sudden here for the full-length Cup Challenge. You're watching Maconi Entertainment.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
We now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Welcome back to Maconi Entertainment for tonight's coverage of the full-length Cup Challenge from the Charlotte Roval, where it's now Dyson, Murray, Lucas Hoitzma, Delaney, Simpson, your top 5. Drivers who just had to pit include Pearson, Roman, and Hudson. Will start 8th, 9th, and 10th in the order. Tail end of the lead lap as a result of the timing of the caution flag. We've already talked to Andrew Dyson tonight, who's led 64 laps. Drivers led 12 of them. Was going to start talking with them in a moment. It is communicating on the radio. 7 Alex Murray is trying to make sure of things on race control. Is going to speak with him, but he is apparently busy. So let's go down to the next person down in the lineup. See if we can talk with one Lucas Hoitzma. See what he has to say here. Lucas Hoitzma, do you have a copy?
I do.
You've had a lot of slides tonight. You were in the middle of the infield at one point. How would you describe the night battling through all the traffic?
Number one goal is to try to just, make these restarts count because they're few and far between. And I tried to do that, I think, out of stage 1. I tried to set it up the inside of Dyson. That was a stupid move, and I felt really bad about that. I'm glad he didn't spin or anything. But then the restart off of stage 2, I just got a little too much gas, and then unfortunately Dyson was behind me, and he finished me off. Nothing he could do, and I think I avoided that accident that happened into turn 1, so kind of thankful that happened in the end, and now we're up here in the top 3 and ready to fight for a win, maybe.
Yeah, what's been the most difficult thing about this new layout to you, with especially turn 7, and why?
You got to stare into your mirror the entire time you go in there, and not to mention also trying to make moves of your own. It's a lot to deal with. These curbs are ready to kill you at any moment, and not overheating the tires. You'd think it's not that important with how they've been going, but it's really crucial to not slide them or lock them up at all. So I've been trying to battle that as well the whole race.
What's the approach now that you are in position to try and potentially pounce, maybe take 3 wide?
I gotta force him into an uncomfortable situation. I think that's the only way. Dyson is extraordinarily fast. Alex is also very fast. I feel like I'm a solid top 5 car, but I'm definitely gonna have to make something happen, and I don't want to wreck anybody. Let me make that clear. That's definitely not my goal. I mean, if he's fastest, he should win, but maybe, hit the square to intimidate, make him overshoot the corner or something. I don't know.
Well, we'll see if you can provide the pressure here. Good luck.
Thank you.
Lucas Hoitzma making it clear. He's not afraid to potentially lick the stamp and send it here. This could get wild.
I heard that so many times in my life. I can tell you right now, press X to intimidate. One heck of a reference. I love that so much. Yes, I can't tell you how many times I pulled up behind one driver I particularly don't like, bumper, and just hit that X button so many times and watched him get all angry out of my way. It was awesome. Anytime that 18 of Kyle Busch was anywhere near me, whoo! Didn't like him for a long time. Now he's cool, but, wasn't always back in the early 2010s, I should say. Early 2000s, I should say. But it's cool that he brought that up. X to intimidate. Now he's got to try and figure out something. They are required to say, well, I don't mean to wreck nobody. It's not my intentions at all. But I can tell you what, sometimes what they say and what they do, we'll see what happens. I could just say I'm excited. I'm a little shaky for this restart. And not to mention, look at some guys that are going to be desperate positions right now. You got the 65, just a couple cars behind the 7. He's going to be restarting right now in 6th. He's got to be in a must-win position. Same thing with the 8 car. He's 4 cars behind on the inside lane. I mean, what are you willing to do to advance? That's something I always like to ask. And what are you willing to do to win a race in the Full-Length Cup Challenge? It's so difficult to win any race in the Full-Length Cup Challenge. Once you're considered a winner, you are one of the best. In my eyes and in most of the iRacing's eyes, you can say these guys are pretty dang good. They know winning is so hard here. So, especially when you're going up against Andrew Dyson here in the 41. We'll see what happens on this restart, but anything can and most certainly will.
Let's see what happens here. We are now going to come down to about a 25 lap dash. See who comes away with a win, basically the length of the stages tonight. Can Murray keep it alongside? Green flag's already waving. Murray is keeping up on the outside.
Oh!
He's in chaos.
Delaney got sideways, tail slapped the wall. He's able to get around him, 3 wide into the corner. Oh, 7 cars wrecked. 7 cars wrecked. There goes Roman around. More cars crashing in the first corner. Track's blocked. Look out.
Pure calamity at the back of the field. Murray is destroyed. That got ugly. Another victim.
Hoytsma's around. Hoytsma just spun out.
Take a look at the replay right now, though, of all things. Watch Murray.
Oh, just overdrove it. Collected the 2 car, collected the 95 and the 12 car. Nolan Hodgson was involved. But then also out of turn number 4, the 97 was involved in an incident. He got sideways and spun out right here. And look at who's in second now. Holy cow. Is that who I think it is? Ralph Hutchinson. He's in a must win. He's up to second. He went from 7th to 2nd in 1 lap.
Give it out of Roman. By the way, he lost it before he even got towards Murray. Parked in the middle of the racetrack. And to the back goes the 95 with significant damage yet again. Chaos reigns about. We're not done yet. O'Brien just missed the corner. Delaney's having issues. Everybody's having problems right now. Now you see O'Brien Jr. having to take a slowdown.
I'm just stunned. We have not seen this 8 car of Ralph Hutchinson in the top 5 all day. Not even the top 10. He's up to 2nd. This is the craziest part of this whole sequence here. Where did he come from? He's got a chance. If Dyson makes a mistake anywhere, guess what? That 26 car Paul Hill, he's got to be praying that something happens. Because right now, he does not want that 8 car winning this race.
Yeah, this is now to where will he get some luck here. He hasn't been a road course racer at all this season, but he's been able to survive some of the chaos that's now broken out. 23 laps to try and do something. The problem is, last time by, he lost a full second to Dyson.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. He's that much slower. What he needs is a miracle, and he's in position to get one. If something were to happen to Dyson, which would be wild, it would be absolutely out of left field. 24 laps to go is a long way to go, and he's got to be able to defend his position against cars that are way faster than him as well. You got Delaney, who's right behind him. He's about maybe 2 seconds back. I think that's going to be something to keep an eye on, but will the 8 car be able to maintain his... Ooh, Neil Pearson, also sitting on pit road.
Yeah, he's taking a tow all of a sudden. Something just happened to Pearson. Let's see what happened to him. He is destroyed.
Oh my goodness, it's out of that little chicane here. Yep, just got loose. 2 car got... Oh, he got loose with the 2. It wasn't his fault. 2 cars, Simpson got into him. And out into the outside wall, just like that. Riding on board now. Let's see what happened. 2 car right in front. Just... Oh, yeah, that's tire hop. Yeah, I hate to see it. Bunny hopping his way out of the corner. That will do it for the 62 car. Great run all day, just not able to get a good finish. This ain't over yet. Holy cow, these guys still beating and banging for spots.
Yeah, still about 30 minutes worth of racing when you add up the minutes. Simpson just trying to hobble the car around here as much as he can here to get towards pit road. DeCiani's demolished back here. William Owens in all of this. Just trying to hope that some of the others have big problems. As Simpson at this point, I think, is just going to go down pit road, just taking the course cut.
Yeah, he's done. Yeah, he's done. 2 cars out. Something else I got to talk about. This is wild right now. Take a look here when they cross the stripe. We're going to have 3 drivers who are in must-win positions are in the top 5. Ralph Hutchinson's running 2nd. Nolan Hodgson's running 4th. Sean O'Brien Jr. is running in 5th. All 3 drivers must win in order to make it to the next round. And they are in a position where if something wild were to happen, they could capitalize. They just got to hope and pray for something to happen. But out of that, Dyson's pretty dang consistent, and we know he's fast and he's fun to watch. And he's not someone that makes mistakes. And he's probably going to be the first person in Full Length Cup Challenge history to win every single road course race in a single season, which is something I don't think we'll ever see again. That is such a difficult feat to do, and he's leading this thing by quite a large margin.
Craziness all breaking out here, to say the very least. Absolutely. Komacheski in all this. Now in 7th, by the way, just with how much decimation we've seen lately. Komacheski get himself a decent finish here if he can hold on, but he's got Lucas Hoytsma, who's within range yet again to try and make another back-to-front challenge. And the 88 has been okay tonight, but he's kept it clean all night. That's been the key. No contact, no hits.
You know, I can't tell you how many times I've seen the driver of the 8 car running in 2nd place at the end of these races. Oh, Benefield out of the race. Something must have happened to 83.
Yeah, another driver with an issue. As we can tell you, Komacheski has let the 97 go with a bit of a mistake as a result. Just running the laps, just trying to finish out. What else can you say from here on out? By the way, we just received word of the reason from Alex Murray. He forgot to reset his brake bias for the restart. That's critical.
Well, certainly, I think that's going to be the reason why that would happen to anybody. 6 car's a little loose, but he's trying everything he can to chase down to Hutchinson. They are teammates. They both run for Ralph Hutchinson Motorsports, so keep that in mind as well. Dyson 5 seconds ahead. I don't know if there's anything that 8 car can do. I think it's now in the hands of Andrew Dyson. But I got to give these guys props. They are in the right spots they need to be able to have a chance. But you just got to remember, you're racing against some of the best racers in all of iRacing when it comes to road courses on NASCAR cars. Dyson, he's just a whole dang mile ahead of most of the guys here. And so knowing that, I mean, you got to feel good about your season if you're Ralph Hutchinson if you don't end up winning this race today and still end up getting a podium. It's going to be exciting to see if he's able to hang on.
It's going to be a nice drive, but again, nice when it gets you to a certain point. Less than 20 laps to work with here. Delaney very likely will take that 2nd spot if he keeps the pace up here. Was 7/10 quicker last time. Should have a lot of give and take amongst teammates here when that does happen. After that, it's where it's up to Hutchinson how far that deficit does slip back compared to Hodgson or, say, O'Brien Jr., who's in range for a top 5 here tonight. 6 is done. A few things slide-wise this evening, but the former NASCAR driver has done pretty solid overall. He's taken the curves well. He's taken the exits well. Here comes an Arsen.
Not able to get the job done that time, but you know that he's going to be there in order to capitalize, try and get anything he can. All season has been just an exciting run, but these 8 cars that have really solidified themselves as the top 8 cars in the series, I mean, it was solidified prior to even this race starting. There was 30-plus points to the good. It was one of those top 8 where you know it's going to be that way. And, you know, we already saw the 2 car. He had his issue there. That's where his damage came from. That's why he's in the pits. But, again, those cars, every one of them right now, Hoytsma, Vroman, Dyson, Delaney, these guys have had tremendous seasons. These guys know what they're doing. DeCiani, again, another driver with a great season. And Paul Hill, awesome season, just not a very good race today. But all together, they deserve to be where they are, and it's awesome to see them be in a position to be able to advance and try and race for a championship. This is the biggest thing they got to be able to do here. Championship is everything, and to be able to do that would be something I'm sure that they would all love to do. But today, it's going to be hard to beat Goliath. Dyson, 2 playoff points gained today as well, which is going to help him in the round of 8.
In our news, Paul Hill is currently in the midst of showing displeasure among some of the drivers, by the way, in terms of the field. He apparently is trying to ire, let's put it that way. So some of the drivers at this point are really getting testy about how things have gone tonight. But I will say, it's a road course. It's a challenge. It's difficult. It's not an easy circuit.
Oh, would you look at that? Yeah, there is some beef going on down over here in the Discord.
Yeah. I will say, I'm not going to get into the conversation at this point. It's just, I will say this. I think at this point, it shows some of the camaraderie here, even with the incidents, that the field just has a fun old time sometimes, even when they crash, to a point. I mean, it's about keeping smiles on yourself. Oh, and Delaney, what are you doing? That was a lock-off and a half, and it's a course cut and a half.
Oh my goodness. That was wild. He has to check up to get the spot back. Now here comes Hodgson there, now caught up to the back bumper of the 6 because of that slowdown.
Yeah, this is going to help out Hutchinson's finishing order here again. Let's see how Hudson now plays this now with the closeout. Delaney's been a little bit quicker on average, but the 12 now has the momentum here.
He's got his hands full. Both cars are going to end up catching that 8 car of Hutchinson. Now, who's going to be able to get around him first, I think, is going to be able to hang on to second place. It's all about who gets around that 8 car first, if they are able to catch back up to him. But this battle here is just going to keep raging. 12 car, you know he wants it. He has to win the dang race, and he's going to do everything he can to try and get us into a position where it's possible. But it's going to be a while before I think we see him up taking the lead. I don't think it's going to happen today.
Yeah, I don't think it's happening unless Dyson has an absolute spiral. And that's not what I expect, or a lot of people would expect at this point, for someone who's led 75 laps, ready to sweep the road courses. All that being said, Hutchinson has fallen to the clutches of both the cars now, just like that.
Man, hang on to it. This is going to be a fun one here. This is all for a podium finish. And so I think that I'm just going to treat this like it's a battle for a good spot here. This is a chance to be on the podium. And right now the 6 car's looking inside. He's going to be there. Will he be able to carry the speed into the corner? Not quite that particular time. 12, 6, 8 in that order.
Nothing doing. A little bit of a box in. Again, lots of nothing going. No place to go. No place to poke. Coming up 15 to go.
What a season so far for these guys. I mean, if this is how it ends at the, like, for some of these guys, they got to be proud of their run. They got to know they did everything they could. They know that there's one guy who's just so dang hard to beat on road courses that's going to make it difficult for him to be able to advance, if at all. But 6 car, we know he's confidently in a good position, but I think he's just going to try and help his teammate right in front of him hang on to second place just in case.
Let me ask this, though, because I don't think Paul Hill even knows where he's going to line up here. Where is that math looking, you think, for Hodgson if he gets the top 3? How close is it precisely? Is it?
Oh, he's safe. Yeah, no matter what, he's safe. He has to, It's a must win. He's 40 points to the good.
Yes. I wanted to make sure on that because I don't think he even knows. So, it's as long as Dyson wins. I think right now that's going to at least calm him down so he doesn't hit people with the giant spoon, apparently. I'm not sure where the context of that conversation went, but apparently that's where it went. All I know is, for Hutchinson, Delaney's taking his time, and Delaney's making a lot of mistakes in the tire tracks here.
These three have just been nose to tail this entire time. I mean, I'm surprised how well these three cars are sticking together. So much so that now Nicholas Vroman, I saw a little bit of his purple car catching into the picture. Just a little bit further back, you can see that car catching up. Now it's just going to be between these guys here.
Yeah, something has to give here. Delaney, a little bit of a bump again along the curbing. He is hippity-hopping. Oh, by the way, guess who? Nicholas Vroman is flying, and I wonder if we see a Ken Byron sign all of a sudden, because he is pushing hard again. He is about to join these two as they scrap. Still, I'm not sure.
Gosh, contact there.
Oh, a bit of a send. Yeah, here comes Vroom.
Yeah, but the 12 car got to the inside of the 6, and 12 wasn't able to make the pass, but now the 95's all over the back bumper, the 12 all over. I mean, he's on the back bumper. He was hitting him in the corner there. Look out.
Here we go. Bit of a run. Poke to the inside. Vroom. Just let him have it.
Yeah, he knows he's faster.
Speed recognizes speed. And now, still a chance to get up to second again, as all things go, with a fairly beat up race car. Delaney, I think, is willing to just lay low and ride here, knowing Hutchinson's absolute struggle bus of a year on a road course. Although, it's going to still be left wide open if Hutchinson keeps opening the door like that. And it looks like he's letting Delaney go, in fact, finally.
I think the 8 car just finally accepted it. And he knew that he's going to need a wild situation for this to work out in his favor, and it's just not going to work out right now. But, I mean, we can't say this enough about Dyson. He has scooted away to a 15-second lead. He's at the front. He just passed the start-finish line just now. He's that far ahead of the whole field, and this has got to be something that we bring up, because there is no way that we have seen anything similar in terms of a dominating fashion this entire season on road courses. There's not even been a single car that was anywhere near as competitive. It's phenomenal to see what the 41 can do, and I'm excited to see how he does going forward in next season and the year after that and the year after that, or whatever he chooses to do, because he's going to be successful if it involves road courses. He's that fast.
Yeah, he is going to be someone to be a threat throughout these runs. He's solid on ovals too, we've seen.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, he can win the championship. Don't count him out. He's going to be someone to be dominant. And he's got so many playoff points from those wins. He's won I think he's won every stage too, for the road races. But if he's able to make it through the round of 8, the main thing he's got to focus on is getting good at that Phoenix Raceway. If he can get good at Phoenix and we can see him win there, it'll be a big deal, and he will be able to possibly be the next full-length Cup Challenge champion, which is something I think he can do.
Yes, indeed. 11 laps to go. This race calming down as the clouds settle over. Wonder what the people up in the condos are thinking right now, watching the action tonight. You know, there's the condos that people actually live at this racetrack here too. And know that we've seen people in real life use the flag stand from the condo windows here. They're probably having a ball of a time. I'm curious if iRacing ever rendered them in the condo.
You know, I'm not really a fan of the whole idea of living at a racetrack. You know, you go to bed, guess what, night race, you ain't sleeping that night very well at all. That is a promise, especially if you got work in the morning. And if you got the money to live at a racetrack like that, just buy some land and a nice house and live like a normal American family. That's my opinion on the matter. But yeah, no, I never thought condos at the racetrack made much sense, except to die-hard fans who want nothing more than eat, sleep, and dream about race cars. So I don't know. It's just not something I think is particularly my cup of tea. But if they render them in, sure, might as well. Might as well give them an alcoholic beverage as well as advertisement.
You can get a condo these days at Charlotte for $525,000.
Exactly my point. Why you can get yourself a lovely home in the middle of any state in the union other than California. God forbid you ever go there. But you know, if you get a good place, you don't have to spend that much money. Put that down on a nice house, and you can live the rest of your life happy. I mean, I don't understand it, but anyway, that's just something to mention. That's just what really, really stupid rich people do. It's nuts to me.
But hey, it's part of the luxury of the racetrack, right? So.
I don't know, man. It's a way for the racetrack to make extra money, I guess.
This conversation's gotten very off the track because Roman.
Oh yeah, I agree. That's weird. I don't know where we're under 10 laps to go here in just a minute. I mean, yikes. Yeah. Where have we been?
I mean, it's still been one of those races in the closing stages that has stayed calm. Got the confirmation.
Zodiac, DQ.
How did he get a DQ here after all these runs? I guess he managed to get enough incident points to finish off his race there.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now to see where it may have happened. Oh, it looks fine. Oh yeah, right here. Yep, he lost it going into the final chicane, and when that happened, he hit the bumps and just spun it out. The car was dead after that. He went off track, and that gave him enough incident points. He hit the 21 incident point limit.
So race control is giving some numbers again, some very rough points where, again, Paul Hill at the very least 18 points. That's where it shapes up.
Yeah, it's not enough
points for Nolan. Yeah.
Yeah, he has to win. He's running fourth. It's nuts.
It's not going to happen.
No, not unless something wild happens in the last 9 laps.
And our caution flag. A hurricane.
Oh, you know, I am willing to try and jinx it. Caution flag, I need it. Let me see it. I'd like to have a little bit chaotic finish. You know me, I'm always into the chaos, but no, so far still green.
Yes, right now you still see Roman now to find a way around. He's trying to take some wider arcs while Delaney's attacking these curves, trying to eat them up. Mind you, Roman is trying to drop the car like it's on a balancing ball.
You know, I'm thinking about it right now, 8 laps to go. Dyson has lapped up to 10th place. Everyone from 10th on back is a lap down. That on a road course, are you kidding me? This guy's might as well find his spaceship. Where the heck did you land it there, Dyson? Where'd you come from? We need to figure out what road racing planet you came from. Holy cow, he's just that good.
Yeah, this has just been a domination station race yet again. 7 laps to go. As the ticker says, he has a spaceship. The fall off, by the way, this run, 1 second from the personal best he put when he was trying to close up the gap rapidly early on. He's just now getting held up by lap traffic. Alex Princeton, again, jump scare. Delaney with an issue. Delaney is spun around. The 6 has hit the wall.
What just happened there? I think he just lost it on his own. He absolutely did. Heavy front end damage for the 6 car. Roman goes all the way to second after getting wrecked early in the race. Wow.
Early in the run, really. He's done this comeback a couple times. But Delaney,
yeah, twice.
Yeah, did just hooked hard right.
Yep. I don't like that bump there as much as the next guy. He's keeping going and he's sitting 5th, so still not a horrible run here. But Ralph Hutchinson's fallen back to 6th. Nolan Hodgson sitting 3rd. He's done everything he had to do today, but unfortunately just came up 2 spots short for the 12 car.
Well, that's all you can say on that point. So Delaney will still at least have a top 5 in the bag. Sizable gap where Hutchinson is just free-falled on his long run pace. Race is down to its final 6 laps now as we go. Hutchinson in line for a podium with all the craziness now. He did all he could here tonight, but the gap for the first 2 races is just too much to claw back. You're not coming back from a 32 unless you try and knock the speed down here. And tonight the speed was mostly there, but not Dyson speed.
No, nobody had Dyson speed. You know, I think that if you guys are a fan of Spaceballs, you ever seen that film? You know, they go on the plaid, like ludicrous speed, all these things. I think that Dyson's speed is somewhere above ludicrous speed. I think maybe plaid, I'm not sure. Whatever it is, Dyson's just that much faster than the whole field.
Yes, indeed. So, the gap is now 2 seconds, by the way, for that second position. The pink and purple machine runs away for now. Lucas Hoitzman, by the way, great recovery from his spin again. Has gotten himself to 4th. Right now, could close up potentially for the top 3. He's got enough laps to do it.
Possibly. I think that'd be cool if we saw that, yeah.
I think so. Great opportunity here, absolutely. Just needs to be able to keep up the pace here, get to the bumper, and might have to get a little bit physical for the podium.
Yeah, he's going to pull up right to the back bumper and he's going to go, get out of the way! That's what he's going to do. He's going to try to get him out of the way and try and pass him by for a podium spot. We'll see. I don't know. It'll be interesting.
Yep. What do you mean?
I don't know, man. It's one of them races, man. That's all I can say. 9th place is almost going to get lapped. I mean, that should tell you how this race is going. I think he will get lapped, actually, looking at the distance. I wouldn't say it won't. They are that close.
Yes, indeed. Dyson ready to just finish out strong, pushing hard. Komacheski just minding his business, I should say, up the road. It's been a night, to say the least, here as Dyson has kept it stable. He's kept a pretty wheel. 3.5 laps to go for the car who's dominated the road courses.
You think he's drinking a martini or something in there, listening to some, like, you know, Jean Girard type of music? You know, I think in my head, even though he's not French, obviously. In my head, I picture that's something he has, some, like, maybe listening or watching a VHS in the car of an old rerun of one of the Crocodile Hunter videos or something going on, chilling out from down under Dyson.
I don't think everybody watches crocodile videos in Australia.
Oh, Crocodile Hunter, the guy, Steve Irwin. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. That's like
Yeah.
2 eras ago.
Oh, yeah, I love it, man. Great guy. Or Crocodile Dundee if you want to go 3 or 4 eras ago.
I feel old. Anyway.
Hey, it's all right. You don't need to feel old. We just need to be happy. That's it.
Gap is down to within a second, by the way, just about, for Hoytsma's battle with less than 3 to go here. Oh, and he nearly spun it again. Might have actually kept the buffer, though. Didn't really lose ground from that little sidekick. But he's only going to have maybe 1 or 2 chances to take away third here at best. Chipping away right now, Hoytsma. But a little bit deeper into the corners here. Just trying to find a way to get to that bumper to the Toyota. It's been difficult once you get within the second mark. Hoytsma again gets loose, and that might have cost him it.
Oh, yeah, most certainly. Oh, but this battle here ain't over yet.
Yeah, Ralph Hutchinson. Keep it up with Delaney at least. Not about 9 for car number 8. Not enough for the postseason, though, to continue for him. Early on in the year, I thought he was going to be one of the drivers potentially in the Championship 4, if not in the Championship 8. Didn't happen that way tonight, or the way this season went.
Yep, Ralph, we knew whenever we went to Bristol in the spring, he had a chance to win that. Oh, hang on to it. He just spun out. Oh, goodness. Get that car back going. Come on, don't lose no spots. Keep her going. There you go. Still green. Keep it green.
Sizable gap right now to Sean O'Brien Jr. Should keep on to the spot. Dyson. Just a lap and a third to go. Just bring it on home again. The series leader in victories this campaign. 5 wins in 2025. He's picked up a majority of those on road courses. As a matter of fact, in the 4 starts, he's been able to come away with those 4 W's. White flag is out. Final time around from the Roval. Dyson ready to kiss the checker flag. Slowly but surely making his marks. 22 seconds the margin between him and Vroman.
"21 seconds over Vroman. Holy, 22. Just hit 22 seconds. Holy cow.
Just hit 23.
No kidding.
It's growing every second here. But for Andrew Dyson, he's been one of the drivers to beat all season. He's been the road course king. We touched upon it earlier tonight with him that he has been the standard here in the FLCC. Just has a couple more corners to close out a sweep of the road courses. Andrew Dyson comes through the final corner, and for the 6th time this season, it will be Dirty Self's Andrew Dyson who wins. He gets it at Charlotte.
You know, I think if you would have bet money on Dyson to win this race, I think you might have lost money because the odds were so not in your favor. I mean, he's going to win the race no matter what. That guy's just that much faster. Holy cow. I mean, now here comes Roman for second. 24 seconds later. Incident happening, though, with Lucas Hoytsma. Black flag for Hoytsma.
Or if you picked up too many incident points at the end or anything along those
41.
lines.
41's doing some interesting drifting across the whole track, similar to how you see SVG do it. He just did it out of the last corner. We'll see if he does it again here in this next little bit, but that 41 Man, he's just on another planet.
So, let's see what the burnout looks like tonight from Andrew Dyson. A little bit of a drifty drift. The Exodus Racing back machine putting on a clinic yet again.
Man, road courses are his thing, man. No matter what he's running, he can win anything.
Absolutely. Fields crossed the line. And now we look, see where things fall. Andrew Dyson, one of the drivers that was able to lock himself in with his speed tonight. Going to be amongst the drivers in the round of 8. We'll look to battle at Vegas, Dega, and Martinsville. Take a step aside as Dyson burns it down wildly. We'll take a step aside. Post-race coverage coming up. You're watching Maconi Entertainment.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
We now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Welcome back, everyone, to Maconi Entertainment for tonight's coverage of the Full-Length Cup Challenge. As we are ready to look through your unofficial race results, Andrew Dyson gets the win. 24.6 seconds is the margin. Nicholas Vroman and Nolan Hutchinson get the top 3. Delaney and Hutchinson the top 5. O'Brien Jr., Marty, and Hoytsma rounded out the lead lappers. Thomas Komacheski gets the top 10, 1 lap down. William Owens somehow gets the top 10. He is 2 down, though, at the end.
Finishing in the 11th place spot will be Matt DiCiani, Alex Princeton, Chad Sanner will get 13th, 14th, Jacob Simpson, and the rest of the finishers, Neil Pearson, Kevin Zosiak, Alex Murray, Adam Benefiel, Paul Gallimore, and Paul Hill.
So, Paul Hill in 20th in the end. Tyler Hunter also was the DNF with Williams, Llewellyn, and Dave Hoytsma in the same boat here tonight. So top to bottom about the running results here tonight. Your unofficial top 8 is Delaney, Dyson, Vroman, Hoytsma, DiCiani, Hoffman, Benefiel, and by 6, Paul Hill as we go. So those are the unofficial top 8 here in the run. That's just now been posted to the field, who will battle starting at Vegas in the round of 8. The driver who took home the win tonight said earlier tonight that you've been the king of the road courses. Guess what? You swept them, Andrew. How does it feel to be also in the round of 8 officially?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good to get a sweep, keep the streak going. Pretty good to get it to round of 8. And yeah, love this track, so pretty happy to get this one.
What was the practice like this week to make sure you stay dialed up like you did here tonight? You had less than a second of fall off this entire race. At some points, your fall off rate was only a couple tenths.
Well, let's start off with the practice. Like I said earlier, the changes to the track were probably the main thing to get your head around those. The car always changes every time you come back to these tracks. These cup cars are getting updated all the time. So, yep, I had to get on top of those few things and work out how to drive the track with the latest package. And yeah, I suppose with the lap times during the race, I mean, there was plenty of times there where I had enough of a gap to sort of afford to be able to cruise around. And when you cruise around a little bit, you sort of look after your tyre temp and stuff. And when you do that, you get a bit of tyre temp in hand. So when you want to drop the hammer a little bit, it might look like your times are pretty good, but you give it a couple of laps and they sort of comes back to where you were anyway. But yeah, I mean, I was just in a good enough position to be able to do that. So it was pretty good.
What's the approach going to be now for Vegas, especially since, by the way, unofficially, you have the biggest cushion for the cut. 36 points is your cushion.
Well, I need it, man. So with Dagger coming up in this one, it's a real lottery sort of round in the playoffs, isn't it? So yeah, focusing on doing the best I can at Vegas, and I think the other one is Miami, Homestead, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I'll try and do the best at those ones as I can, and at Dagger, we'll just take what we can get, try and keep it clean, and just get some points.
Martinsville is actually the third race on top of Vegas in that.
Of course it is.
Next year, Homestead's the finale.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I'm used to Homestead being in like the last round, but I think they changed that, didn't they? So, but yeah, Martinsville, that's a good one. So, I mean, it's a qualifying track, and then you got to sort of keep yourself up the front. But not necessary to win the race. Don't need to go out and win it. Just need to go out and have a good run at all three races, and I think that should be enough to get through. That's sort of my plan, I suppose. Any
shout you'd like to give here tonight?
Yeah, man. Shout out to you guys for doing the broadcast and talking about our cars going around and around and around. Shout out to all the guys coming out for a race tonight. Bryson, Bobby, Jason, all the crew who put in and help out. There's plenty more people than just those three guys, I'm sure. And shout out to Matt as well, our friend Matt, who isn't here tonight, or last week, or the week before, or the week before that, because he's out with his new squeeze. And so shout out to her as well. We actually don't know her name yet. He'd want to tell us her name, because if he doesn't, we're gonna have to start calling her Rosie, and it's sort of a thing we do down under when a mate's got a new squeeze and you don't know her name, you just default to Rosie after the AC/DC song.
What is a squeeze?
A squeeze, like a new girl.
Oh, like a baby?
No.
What?
Girlfriend. Matt's got a girlfriend.
So sorry. I'd never heard the term squeeze before.
Yeah, well, he's I'm sure he's watching. So shout out, Matt. How you going, man? But we miss you. Say hi to your girlfriend for me.
Well, congratulations on the win, and that got awkward quick.
No, it's all good. I'm sure he'll love that.
Yeah, that's good. I appreciate it. I'm going to start using that. I appreciate it.
All right, cheers, boys.
Congratulations to Andrew Dyson on the win tonight. I'm surprised you don't know what a main squeeze means, but
I've never heard that term in my life. I've heard a squeeze like as in like, what like one of them mob bosses do to you when you don't pay them back, but not in that context.
Okay, then. How about this? Next up in the order is someone that apparently two different teams have claims for, at least. Nicholas Vroman is in second. He's with Kirk.
Nicholas Vroman, man, gotta ask you. You had a quick car. You got involved in a couple incidents, sent you to the back, and you drove all the way back up to the front both times. How was your night?
Hello? Can you hear me? Hello?
I hear you.
I think one of those Australians is throwing kangaroo dung out there on the track, man. I freaking looked that thing twice in turn one. I don't know what the hell's going on, but it was a fun race, honestly. I think doing that, going to back, going to front place was a lot of fun. It made the race more interesting. I don't think I probably had anything for Dyson, honestly, but it was an interesting night. I'll say that.
I got to ask you too. I mean, was there anybody that got on your nerves after you made contact with a few guys, or was that just getting loose on your own, or what exactly got you in a position where you had to lose all those spots?
It's just the Australians and the dung, man, out there throwing it on the track. I'm lost for words, honestly, when it happened. The first time I had no clue it was going to happen, and the second time, obviously, I didn't think it was going to happen again. So I'm kind of lost for words what happened there. But no, I'm not really angry at anybody. It was, like I said, it was a lot of fun racing these guys. Coming up through the field, everyone was pretty respectful. I wrecked Neil, so I feel bad for that. I'm sorry for that. That was terrible driving by me. But, yeah.
Well, all right, man. Hey, you got next week out there. You're going to be in the playoffs. Right now, if we look at the standings, You're 3 behind the cut line. So that means you got to get real good up here for the next couple weeks. You got Vegas, you got Talladega, and you got Martinsville. Which track do you think you have the best advantage at? And just let us know what you think.
Honestly, I think we had a real good shot at all 3 of those, but if I had to pick, it'd probably be Vegas. Mile and a half, I'm usually pretty competitive there. Talladega is just pretty much a crapshoot. I'm like a redheaded stepchild out here looking for a home. You know, my mom and dad left me, and I got no team, so if anyone wants to adopt me, please do so I can have some team at Dega. And then Martinsville, man, I got a front bumper if it's got to be used.
All right. Well, that's awesome, man. I like the attitude. Can't wait to see Martinsville, that's for sure. All right, anybody want to shout out?
Shout out to the guys over there at Ryko. They did a good job putting this car together. It was pretty good, I guess. I don't know what the hell they're doing on the restarts. They got to fix that. But other than that, the car was pretty good. Shout out to the Conti guys over there, Dustin, Pete, and Adam for messing up and keeping me company during that race, having some good laughs. So, yeah, shout out to those guys. That was pretty cool, you know, chatting up with them, trying to find a new home, some teamwork going forward. And, yeah, shout out to you guys in the booth.
All righty, man. Thanks so much for talking with us. We'll see you next week in Vegas. Hopefully we'll get another interview with you.
All righty.
In other words,
back to you, Justin.
In other words, he says he's on everybody's team. I think if I understood that correctly. So I guess that's what happens when you're a free agent. You, in that case, Nolan Hodgson, though, had a pink card tonight for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but Nolan, you had speed tonight. You finished 6 points unofficially outside the cut. Your thoughts here tonight?
I mean, I don't know what to say. There's a lot of things I can say about, you know, the format and how things are, but nothing I can do about it. You can't come back from getting turned in 2 out of the 3 races and, you know, expect to come back from that. You know, it was bittersweet when Paul, one of my teammates, he got wrecked out of the race because I kind of thought that I was going to be able to find enough points to move on. But, you know, no matter how hard I pushed, I guess it didn't seem to matter. I pretty much maxed out what I thought I could do for stage points and the finishing position, but I guess it wasn't enough.
So you mentioned some of the difficulties here in this round with the situation now. At the very least, in terms of the race itself, talk to us about the efforts that you were putting in to try and claw back some of the time here on the circuit to at least get the best you could here, especially with what happened to Paul Hill in the opening stage.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, throughout the week, I ran, you know, a lot of laps here to make sure I could try to max out my speed as much as possible. I'm not that good at road course racing, so for me to get this good of results is kind of surprising to me. But throughout the race, I mean, it was tough because you wouldn't think of it, but the slowest corners and the best passing zones were riddled with dirty air. So if you were anywhere behind somebody, you just got nothing straight to the nose. And especially on that last run, it was really hard to make passes because I had that nose damage, and I seemed to find a way to find the wrecks. Both times, actually, it was Roman that I made contact with, but I was pushing pretty much as hard as I could. I had to make a lot of adjustments even there at that last run to try to make sure that my front tires didn't blow off with the nose damage.
Well, then, on that note, what's the approach now going to be for the remainder of the season?
Well, I mean, as you know, obviously I won't be a playoff driver come next week, so I will make sure to race everybody with respect, you know, as I usually try to do anyways. You know, I still want to get as good as finishes as I can. I'm not exactly sure how points reset if people, you know, if once we go down to the round of 4, but I'm going to try my best to, you know, get enough points, maybe move up a couple spots if that's how it works. I don't know how that works for sure, but Still try to run as good as I can, no matter what, even if I'm in the playoffs or not. I still really enjoy racing in this league, especially with the longer races and the type of people who are in here. So this definitely isn't the road the end of the road for me for this year. I'm still going to show up every week and give it the best I can.
Thank you very much for your time. Congrats on the run here tonight.
Thank you.
Once again, Noah Hodgson rounds out the top three. Like thank the entire top three for speaking with us during post-race coverage here on Maconi Entertainment. Your final thoughts on the run here tonight, Kirk, as it wasn't a close battle for the cut line, but it was a race with some pretty intriguing moments on the way to Dyson's domination victory.
Yeah, a lot of things happened tonight, but I can tell you, after listening to that interview there, my heart does hurt for Nolan. You know he wanted it bad. We know he was fast, but last couple of weeks he just got involved in other people's messes. Other people got him knocked out and took him out. Don't necessarily like seeing that, but next season we know how fast he is, we know how good he is, and we know he's going to be someone to be reckoned with in the future. And man, just all together tonight, that 41 car just was a heartbreaker. He goes out there, he wins this thing, no problem. Felt like it was like he was on cruise control. Man, that guy's just so dang good. So Roman, I guess he has to feel good about where he finished, knowing who he finished second to. But all together, next week, Las Vegas, October 11th, 8:25 p.m. Make sure you tune in. It's going to be one heck of a race. And right now, I can tell you these next-gen cars, if they are known for one thing, that is producing good races on a mile and a half. So I'm excited to see how that looks next week.
Again, that's at Vegas. October the 11th is the day. 8:25 the coverage start. Catch that here on Maconi Entertainment. But on that note, it's time to say goodbye. Thank you for tuning in for tonight's coverage. Calling the action tonight was myself, Justin Pritzel, alongside Kirk Mills. DJ Lyon was producing. Thanks for our viewers for watching tonight's racing action. Hope you stay tuned to our social media pages for our next race. Thanks to the entire staff for their work in bringing this racing to you. This has been a production of Maconi Entertainment. We'll see you next time.